All right, here we go. We are live for more of the final case. Let's go. Turnabout Revolution. Investigation Day 2. What are we investigating, though? Because we finished the civil trial. We'll have to find out. Let's get to it. May 17th. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 3. We're back in the lobby. What do you mean Miss Faye is still being held hostage? And who's this mastermind? Politician Wimperson was nothing more than a puppet. His benefactor was the one pulling the strings. But I have no idea who they are. So all we know is it's the person he was trying to give the orb to? Right. Whoever it is, it seems they really want to get their hands on the orb. So then, Miss Faye's abduction is the work of this so-called benefactor, too? Right again. Whoever they are, they're in Kurine, along with Maya. I wonder who they could be. Right, this Maya, the spirit medium you've been talking about. She wouldn't happen to be that bun-haired young lady you defended back in Kurine. That's her. Why do you ask? I see. I think I know what's going on here. I've got good news for you, right? Maya is somewhere safe. That much I'm sure of. I'm afraid you've lost me. So that's who the little snots patron is. It's all starting to make sense. That fool has no idea I'm here in the States with you all. Dirk, you mind filling us in? Hey, we still got the Steel Samurai ringtone. No caller ID. I wonder who's calling. Maya is being held hostage because of... That's why Phoenix was defending Politician. Yeah. Oh man, I forgot I had your stream open while waiting and I had the volume way too high. It gave me a huge jump scare. Nice. That's amazing. Hello? Mr. Phoenix Wright, yes. Let me start by thanking you for taking such good care of my subordinate. Who is this? I believe you know me as Mr. Attition's benefactor. Ah! Sounds like they're using a voice changer or something to disguise themselves. Where's Maya? Is she safe? I had my ears on today's proceeding. What a shock it was to hear that the key to solving the orb's riddle is a spirit medium. I admit, I did not see that coming. Wait, did they plant a listening device in here somehow? Nevertheless, don't think for a minute that it will guarantee Maya Faye's safety. She is not the only medium within my reach, you see. You harm a hair on Maya's head, and you'll have to answer to me. Right. Give it here a sec. Wait! Hey there, how's it going, stranger? Who is this? Why, it's your friendly neighborhood dragon. I just happened to be in the U.S. on a little trip. Minister of Justice Inga Karkul Kurine. Inga? What? Maya's kidnapper? Is Kurine's Minister of Justice? I know, how shocked. I'm so shocked. Dirk? Is that you, you dirty turncoat? How in the what in blazes is going on here? Oh, you know, just popped over to the States for a little R&R. But enough about me, Inga. That was a poor excuse for a bluff you pulled just now. We both know your threats are as empty as your head. You can't lay a hand on Maya Faye, and I do mean that literally. Ah! What is he talking about? You can kiss your chances of getting the orb goodbye. Maya Faye ain't my only, how shall I say, insurance, you know, Dirk? What? I've got someone dear to you right in the palm of my hand, see? Now that one, well, you can imagine what kind of things I could do, right? Glad you're seeing things my way. Meet me at Amara's tomb tomorrow, 3 p.m. sharp. And you better come alone, got it? If all goes well, the orb is all you'll need to get Maya Fey back. Dirk, what's going on? You heard him. I have to get back to Kurine at once. What? Why? No time to explain. But are you even gonna make it? What if there are no seats left on the next flight? Plus, you're a wanted man. They're not gonna just let you get on a plane. Let me worry about that, Mr. Justice. Who's this? Oh, is it? I knew it! It's Edgeworth! Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth? What about Trucy? I don't know. Trucy's just hanging around, I guess. I cannot believe Maya's kidnapper was the obvious villain. Well, yeah. I mean, Inga, the guy who talks like a gangster is the bad guy? Are you kidding me? Whoa. What are you doing here? Taking care of the hostage situation. Oh, now that you mention it, Pearl did say that she saw you around in Kurine Village. Yeah, I've been wondering where he came from in all this, like what his role is. I had him look into a few things while I was on my way back from Kurine, including Maya's situation, of course. I was astonished to hear she was still in Kurine earlier, but it explained why I found no connection between her and Mr. Atishan. Sorry to interrupt, but going back to the plane situation, I've taken the liberty of chartering one for us. It's ready to take off at any time, and I will do what's necessary to hide the fact that Dirk Sudmati is on board. Wow, must be nice to be chief prosecutor. Right, we have no time to lose. We must head for Kurine at once. Right. I'm going too. After all, you're bound to need my help. No fair. I want to go too. This isn't a vacation, Trucy. Besides, I'll need you to hold down the fort. But Daddy! Guess I should also only bring what's necessary. Sorry, Trucy, but would you mind holding on to this stuff for me? Unnecessary evidence foisted onto Trucy. That's right, we've gotten rid of all the evidence that isn't important. Fine, but you'd better bring me back something besides just more evidence. Excellent. Now, let us make haste to Kurine. We definitely need Athena. There's no way we can win without Widget. I know, Widget is the key to all this, because he's the funniest character we've had. And that's how our sudden trip to the kingdom of Kurine began. I never imagined I'd return to the country of my youth. Under such circumstances, though. Alright, so we're basically still in Apollo's viewpoint, kind of like I thought. Off we go! May 18th, 2:30 p.m. Temple Temple. Alright, we already made it. That was a long flight. It's already 2:30 in the afternoon. It felt like a single scene transition to us. That's the power of storytelling. Talk about cutting it close. Oh, it was? Your birthday? Nice. The Kingdom of Kurine. This is no time to reminisce, but I gotta say, this place sure brings back memories. Hurry up, Apollo. We're right behind you. Amara's tomb is located in the courtyard of Garan Palace. We should have just enough time to get there. Then let's sprint there. Think you can keep up, Apollo? Sure, no sweat. I like how we're all obviously running through the courtyard of the temple when he said to come alone. I'll contact the royal family and the local police and inform them of our arrival. Thanks, Edgeworth. All right. You're 16. Hey, congratulations. All right, talk. Any ideas? Actually, no, we have ideas. Let's go to the Royal Residence. May 18th, 2:45 p.m. Garan Palace Royal Residence. How was it? made for all the running and climbing and near drowning I've done this week. It's 2:45. Only 15 minutes left. See that cylindrical building rising in the distance? That's Amara's tomb. Amara? Wasn't that the previous queen? The one who was assassinated? Yes, and I'm the one they pinned it on. It will take a few minutes to get to the tomb from here. So, you have returned, barbed head. Oh no! What a bad timing! I've seen her before on the news. If I remember correctly, this is the Crown Princess, Rafa Padma Karine. What are you people doing here? This is the royal residence. Commoners are not allowed entry without permission. A prosecutor from the States should have already called and requested permission for us to enter. As to why we're here, your benevolence, have you seen Minister Inga? If you seek my father, I just saw him heading toward Amara's tomb. Was he with anyone? You know, like some shady-looking underlings or something? No, he was alone. Why do you ask? Looks like she has no idea about Miss Faye's abduction. You hear that? I think we have company. Oh no, it's the Goon Squad! Bow down before her glory! Her Eminence Queen Garon, Grand Priestess of Karina, approaches! Huh? Garon? Ah, it's... Queen Garon? Guards. Surround Amara's tomb at once. Yes, Your Eminence! What's she doing? Is she gonna help us? Excuse me, Your Eminence. So, our barbed-head lawyer returns. May we presume you are here for Maya Fey, the spirit medium who has been abducted? Yes, you may. What? How do you know this? Allow us to apologize for the criminal actions of our husband. No need to apologize for him. Honestly, Inga, abducting a guest in our country, how could you? Father? Abducted someone? Your Eminence, what about those soldiers over there? They are Garon Royal Guard, soldiers who serve the crown and no other. Royal Guard? They are an elite force selected from only the most loyal and outstanding of our subjects. And why have you ordered them to surround the tomb? The police will not come if it is my husband who is committing the crime. We shall have to storm the tomb and take Minister Inga into custody ourselves. I must say, this is not going how I thought it would go. This is interesting. I'm like, where is this going to go from here? Mods, ban that dragon guy. Yes. What? You mean... Garon, no! His hostage is in there! Dirk, how dare you set foot in the palace? Have you come to turn yourself in? Listen, we need to call a truce for now. Garon Royal Guard, seize this traitor of the crown. You were right. As you wish, Your Eminence. Resist and you die. Wait a second. Uh-oh. Slow down there, Garon. I'm here to conduct a hostage exchange. But if you take me now, Maya Fey is as good as dead. A hostage exchange? And why would he choose to do such a thing with you? We can talk about that later. Right now, I need to get in there before it's too late. If I can't resolve this in 20 minutes, you can storm the place. Now then, if you'll excuse me. Oh, off we go. Dirk, wait! Guards, allow the insurgent Dirk Sadmadi to pass. Barbed head, you have some explaining to do. Right. Well, while we're waiting here, Apollo, why don't you explain the situation? What? Me? Leave nothing out, hornhead, or I'll dehorn you where you stand. Everybody has a head here. Hornhead? She doesn't waste any time coming up with nicknames. And what's with the attitude? Her father's the one who abducted Miss Faye. Does Apollo prefer hornhead or hair forehead? That's what I need to know. Alright, first, Rafa, you need to see my badge. Hornhead! Stop wasting time and explain what's going on, now! And make it quick, or I'll yank those horns right off your head. How about we keep our hands to ourselves and I'll explain everything? Guess I'd better start talking. Alright. That didn't work. Hostage Taking by Inga. It sounds like a book. Yeah, to take hostages, see? By me! Do my ears deceive me, or did I hear talk of my father abducting someone? Oh, you heard right. He abducted Maya Fey and... Insolent fool! Pardon my rudeness. A gentle soul such as my father could not possibly have committed such a crime. Gentle? You think he's gentle? I'm afraid it's true, your benevolence. He's holed up in that tomb as we speak. Really? I find this difficult to believe. Why would he do such a thing? Let's talk about Inga Karkul Karayan. Your benevolence? You saw your father heading toward the tomb? I did. I was over on that veranda, deep in thought. When I saw him hurrying toward the tomb, I'd say it was about 10 minutes ago. Why was he rushing? Maybe he was worried he'd be late. Did you see anyone else heading for the tomb? I saw no one else after he entered. So Minister Inga and Miss Faye are the only ones in there besides Dirk? Who knows, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had a minion or two with him. Minions? Dirk. I sure hope he's all right. And this is really bad. It's getting tense. It's only been 5 minutes? Ugh, it feels like an eternity. Patience, Apollo. Patience. And the time has passed. May 18th, 3:20 p.m. So it has been 20 minutes. Garin Palace, Royal Residence. It's been almost 20 minutes. What's taking Dirk so long? The appointed time has come. Our royal guard shall now storm in. Can't you wait just a little longer? No, we cannot. Every second we wait puts the hostage's life in even more danger. Therefore, we see no alternative but to order our guards to storm in. That'll put Miss Faye's life in danger too. Guards, storm the tomb and seize Minister Inga along with the insurgent Dirk Sadmadi. Yes, your eminence! What? Dirk's under arrest too? Naturally. That traitorous snake assassinated my predecessor, Queen Amara. Now go, seize them both. We're going in! Follow me, men! For her eminence, Dihara Garan! I hope no one gets hurt. They're gonna ban Dirk from life. Your eminence! What the? Why are they running back out? What is the meaning of this? Something terrible has happened. Dirk, the minister, he's dead. What's this? What? Apollo, quick. I'm right behind you. No one enters without a... Come, let us see what has transpired. Yes, your eminence. A what? This is going very, very differently than what I thought it would go. May 18th, Garon Palace, Amara's tomb. Where's Dirk? Apollo, over there. Oh no. Dirk? Dirk! What? What have you done? Apollo, look! So it is Minister Inga who has fallen. Huh. Guards, seize this murderous man at once. Yes, Your Eminence! Surrender now or perish, rebel scum! No, wait! Ah! Oh my gosh. Pow, bam, splat. What just happened? Dirk! They're taking him away. Ow! Dirk just threw something at me. Wait, this is the... Is he telling me to keep it safe? Nick, is that you? Maya! Are you alright? Dirk, he saved me. I feel exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open. Maya! Minister Inga, the man behind Miss Faye's abduction, had been killed, and Dirk was arrested for his murder. So it was that the sudden abduction of Maya Faye came to a sudden and unexpected resolution. With this, the curtain fell on the minister, but things were far from over. We gotta defend Dirk now? May 18th, Garon Palace, Royal Residence. Apollo, what happened? I can't say for sure, but from what I can tell, it seems Dirk has killed Minister Inga. What? You think he did it to save Miss Faye? Most likely, but who knows? I'm really confused right now. My father, this cannot be! This case only just began. Fire! Yeah! Well, I have to say, I wasn't super interested in this because it seemed like it was going to be very predictable, but I'm liking these twists so far. Yeah, I was not expecting Garon to get murdered. This is cool. I must see for myself. Your Benevolence, we cannot allow you to pass. Fools, stand aside. Forgive us, but we have direct orders from Her Eminence, Queen Garon. Father. Oh, Father. Dirk! You will pay for this! Apollo, let's go regroup somewhere. Yeah. Dirk, it wasn't really you that did it, right? I'm assuming not, if he's going to be our client. May 18th, Temple. Are you okay, Apollo? Yeah. Edgeworth speaking with the local police. So let's sit tight until he returns. Oh, is Edgeworth going to be the prosecutor? Is he? Oh, please. Okay. Because Nayuta would probably get taken off because he's got a conflict of interest since it's his dad. I know you must be in a state of shock right now, but I need you to stay with us, Apollo. He's right. I can't go to pieces now. Thanks, Mr. Wright. I'll be fine. May 18th. Temple. Oh, he's back. Right. Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I have some bad news. Counterpoint, when has anyone in this game ever cared about conflicts of interest? That's correct. That is very correct. Mr. Justice, weren't you way more edgy the last time I saw you? Wearing bandages and having a coat over you? It looks like things will only get more complicated from here. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what's happening with Dirk? As I understand it, he has been officially charged with the murder of Minister Inga. He has? However, I did manage to get us permission to investigate the crime scene. And I expect we'll be allowed to visit Mr. Sadmati shortly. Thank you. I'm sure glad Prosecutor Edgeworth is here with us. Oh, man. I feel like that's tempting fate. He's got to be the prosecutor, right? Also, it just so happens that Detective Sky is here in Kurine. So I've asked her to assist us with our investigation. What? What's she doing here? It seems Prosecutor Sadmati has grown quite fond of her. He's been ferrying her around all over the place. A few days here, a few days there. They've almost become a team of sorts. Despite what Nayuta says, it seems he thinks highly of Emma's skills. So what now, Apollo? I think I'll go pay Dirk a visit at the detention center. I want to check in on Maya at the hospital. What about you, Athena? Well, if there's footwork to be done, I'd better stick with Apollo and give him a hand. I was kind of hoping that it would be like Athena and Edgeworth investigating. That'd be a fun pairing. Very well. Then I will accompany Wright. Okay. We'll go our separate ways for now. Alright, if anything comes up, you have my cell number. Separate ways. Someday the law will find you. Do you know your way around here, Apollo? It's been over 10 years since I left, but I'll try not to get us hopelessly lost. Yeah, do try, please. Emma Sky. That's right. Alright, so royal residence. We can go to Amara's tomb, but let's go to the detention center now. May 18th, detention center, visitors room. Apollo, here to see your old man, are you? Dirk, are they done interrogating you? Nope, the fun hasn't even started. I imagine they'll really rake me over the coals, though. Hey, in Kurine, that might be literal, buddy. Careful. I don't even want to think about how harsh their interrogation method will be. It's coals. Hot coals. Yeah, but that's nothing compared to what they'll do if they find him guilty. They've branded me a terrorist who killed the previous queen, and now the Justice Minister. If found guilty of these crimes, I'll be facing a very public execution. Public execution? This is worse than I thought. Come on, son. Turn that frown upside down. You'll jinx us. As soon as I get out of here, I'll take you to the tasty hash house I know. I'd like that. I really need to focus on what happened. Time to switch to work mode. Dirk, can you tell me what happened? Oh, and there's also something I want you to take a look at. It's my badge. I'm proud of you, son. You've really become a fine lawyer. Well, at least it means I'm qualified to defend you. To think the day would come where you'd come to my defense. I'm one lucky man. Now I can die in peace. Whoa, slow down. I'm gonna prove you innocent, so... Ha! Just pulling your leg, son. Even when he's in the slammer, Dirk is Dirk. The photo? That's the only remaining photo of your father. Take good care of it. I will. I'm just as surprised to see it after all these years. I had a tough time tracking it down and retrieving it. It was taken by some European tourists who just happened to be watching your father. I had one of my men go to Europe to look them up and ask whether we could have it. You went through all that trouble? I did. So don't go losing it or anything. I said I'd take good care of it, didn't I? Let's see, should we show him the Founder's Orb? I say you got it safely out of the tomb. Why did you throw it at me like that? I want you to listen carefully, son. The orb must not fall into Garon's hands. Not ever. I thought Minister Inga was the one who was after it. He was the one who lent it to Professor Buff to study, after all. So, haven't you exposed his crime now? I have, but there's more connected to this relic than meets the eye. Much more. And whatever it is, I can't help feeling that it could turn this entire kingdom upside down. You said something like that before. Looks like Dirk's intuition is at it again. Garon will do anything to retrieve this. So guard it well, son. At least until tomorrow's trial. All right. What happened with Jove? I think they said he died defending somebody else, if I remember right. I guess this implies that Apollo's dad took note of every tourist who took a picture of him. Yeah, I mean, don't you? Somebody takes a picture of me, I'm just over there like, hey, what are you taking a picture of me for? Anyway, talk. The incident. Dirk, what happened in there? You didn't really kill Minister Inga, did you? Well, the thing is, I really don't know. Huh? I remember seeing the mural of the founder right as I entered the tomb, but I got all dizzy immediately after that. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand and covered in Inga's blood. So you don't remember meeting with him? No, the last thing I remember after entering the tomb is feeling really dizzy. There's no way he can explain what happened if he can't remember anything. Yeah. I suppose there's no getting out of this one. But we can't give up yet. I was just messing with you, son. Well, stop! It's not funny. Sorry. Sheesh. Nothing seems to faze him, not even being arrested for murder. This is going to be one tough case, Apollo. Not only have I been charged with Inga's murder, but I've also been charged with Amara's assassination from 23 years ago. You're on trial for 2 charges? Garon is practically licking her chops just thinking about my public execution. Guess it means we can't afford to lose our heads, huh? I don't know how you can laugh at a time like this. So, son, I take it you'll be defending me at my trial? Of course. You can count on me. That's my boy. Looks like your nerves are as steely as those vocal cords of yours. After all, you've got the Defense Culpability Act to contend with, too. Oh, right. So if you're found guilty, then I'll be charged with the same double homicide, huh? Don't tell me you forgot about that. I'll be fine. I just have to make sure we win this one. You sure? Because you don't sound very fine. Apollo, what was that about an assassination 23 years ago? Yeah, let's talk about that. About that incident 23 years ago. That was when the previous queen, Amara, was assassinated, wasn't it? Yes. Someone set her private residence on fire. She lost her life in the ensuing blaze. Wait a second. Somebody else had their residence catch on fire and their mother died. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So is what happened to Sarge similar to this? Is it the same culprit? We'll have to see. And you were all arrested? And you were arrested for the crime? Why would they arrest you, Mr. Sadmati? Weren't you just a lawyer back then? What relation could you have had with the queen? About that, Amara was, well, she was my wife. I may not look the part, but I was once husband to a queen. In short, I was royalty. What? No way. Yeah, what? You think you would have mentioned that before now. Are you saying you won the heart of the reigning queen? Come on, you're talking to a guy who honed his prowess against witnesses on the stand. Even a queen is no match for this dragon's glare. Well, wow, you're really something else. So was a verdict ever reached, Dirk? He's got the dragon's riz, too, apparently. I acted as my own attorney and won. Until I was accused of fabricating evidence, that is. Then it all went south. Now, where have I heard a story like that before? Huh! It's all coming together. What happened after that? Wait, did he lose a card game to somebody too? Or did he win a card game, I guess? I made a run for it. You ran, but why? I didn't kill Amara, and I didn't fabricate any evidence. But if I had stuck around for a retrial, I'd have been found guilty for sure. I couldn't allow that to happen. Amara's true killer would never face justice if I did. So I left my law practice behind and went underground. But that was 23 years ago. Are you telling me that after all these years, you still haven't discovered the truth? So wait, does that mean that Nayuta is a prince? Yeah. The fact that it was an arson means that the crime scene was reduced to ashes. There's little in the way of evidence left. It's just been brick wall after brick wall. I guess that means it's all up to me to figure it out, huh? Whoever this arsonist / murderer is lost a card game, and so they had to commit regicide. Makes complete sense. It is the next logical step. Along with Minister Inga's murder, of course. I think I'm gonna be sick. Come on, son! Don't look so down! With you on the case, it'll work out somehow. I hope he's right. Say, son, do you remember my office? Sure. I remember that messy, dimly lit room. The file I've amassed on Amara's assassination is kept there. I think it might help you on this case. Do you remember how to get there? Let me think. I recall going in through a manhole. How can I not, Dirk? I hated how I always got so dirty there, and that stench. So just going in through the sewers was always part of it? That old case is important too, but I should probably focus on the minister's murder first. I'm afraid your time is up. Huh? Yep. Nayuta! It's time for the prisoner's interrogation. So begone, you putrid-headed criminal abetting lawyer. Wait! Don't tell me you're the prosecuting attorney? What? That would mean... Is there a problem here? You bet there is. He's your father! And your point is? My relation to the accused is irrelevant. The fact remains, I am a prosecutor. No, that's not what I don't think I'm getting through to him. Nayuta, long time no see, son. Have you been? Look, I hear you've been serving Garon. Rather faithfully, in fact. Whatever happened to our dream of taking her down and changing this country, son? The past is the past. What do you mean? Why are you doing this? It's simple. People change. The Nayuta you know exists no more. Listen, son, I don't know what made you change like this. But you're still my boy, even if you prosecute my case. The rest of the Defiant Dragons and I eagerly await your return. Whenever you're ready, we'll welcome you back with open arms. As I said, I've moved on. Now, let us waste no more time. For flowers do not blossom simply from talk of the past. He just held his hand there. What do you want to bet he has the same dragon tattoo on his hand that Dirk does? Nayuta, why do I get the feeling there's something he wants to say but can't? Guard, move the accused to the interrogation room. Yes, sir. This way, you rebel scum. Ow, watch it! Not so rough, will you? Nayuta, is he seriously gonna prosecute his own father? I guess so. Okay, never mind. You were right. Conflict of interest does not exist. Just click the button labeled Dirk's office in the fast travel menu, Apollo. That's right. That's how you do it. What did happen to Nayuta? We're gonna have to find out.
He went native or whatever. All right. I guess we can't go to Dirk's office yet, so we gotta go investigate Amara's tomb. May 18th, Garon Palace, Amara's tomb. So this is the tomb of Amara, the previous queen of Khura'in. It's really lavish. I guess you could say it's fit for a queen. Is the faceless woman in that mural over there Amara? No, that's the Holy Mother. She's the one who brought spirit channeling to Khura'in. Oh, right, the woman in the orb. Oh, it's you two, getting right down to business, I see, says unknown person. Oh, it's Emma. Okay. Hi, Emma. We heard you'd give us a hand if we needed it. Yep, Mr. Edgeworth asked me to help where I could. So, it's been quite a while since you've been back in Khura'in, I hear. Yeah, more than 10 years, in fact. Well, you sure didn't waste any time. I mean, you're already mixed up in a murder. You're as big a trouble magnet as Mr. Right. Please don't say that. My luck's already bad enough as it is. Emma, I hear Prosecutor Sadmati has requested your services again. He seems to have really taken a liking to you. You mean his ephemeral holiness? I don't mind that he approves of me and my abilities. It's just his people skills need some serious work. But when he manages to smile and compliments my work, it's hard to say no. Plus, working on investigations, but flying back and forth between here and home with every few days with no day off, that's been tough, and the lack of sleep has been brutal on my skin. To make matters worse, the defendant in this case is someone I know. I mean, how could this get any worse? Oh, she's stress eating. Stop it. Sounds like they've got one complicated prosecutor-detective relationship going on. It's a real prosecutor relationship. Hey, Emma, check out my badge. Your attorney's badge? Huh. What? That normally gets a better reaction from you. Oh, okay, that's the same as before. She does the thing and, yep. Alright. Hey, talk about the Founder's Orb. Oh, you must need my forensic expertise. Just leave it to me. Oh, actually, I was wondering if you see anything strange about this. Oh. Why isn't she saying anything? What about the photo of his father? Nope. No? You don't have anything to say about that? Too bad. Alright, let's talk about the incident. Emma, have you determined the cause of death? Blood loss from a stab wound. A single stab in the back was enough to cause the victim to bleed to death. The estimated time of death is 3 p.m., which is when Dirk came onto the scene. Inga's autopsy report added to the court record. Okay, cool. Any suspects besides Dirk? No. He, Maya, and the minister were the only ones here. And Maya had been tied up until she was freed by the Queen's Royal Guard. Could someone have been hiding somewhere in here? Not likely. I was told this tomb was searched from top to bottom right after the murder. And during that time, the Royal Guard set up a perimeter to prevent anyone from escaping. In other words, the crime scene was completely sealed off? It would appear so. No way for a third party to escape without being spotted, so... Great, it's another one of those convoluted locked room mysteries. Oh, battler! Let's see, the victim. Talk about the victim. About the victim, Minister Inga. He was the kingdom's Minister of Justice, correct? Yes, Inga Karkul Khura'in was the second most powerful figure in Khura'in. Plus, he was married to the Queen. Seems strange that someone of his status would abduct someone. Apparently, he only told a few of his most loyal subordinates about his plan. That way, there was little chance of the police or even the Queen finding out. What was Inca hoping to gain by getting his hands on the orb? That I don't know, but I'm working on it. I wonder if it really was for what politician Wimperson said. I must deliver it to my benefactor at all costs. What do they want that relic for anyway? It's something I do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great power said to be granted to whoever solves its secret. Great power that is said to be bestowed on whoever solves the orb's secret. In Quran, only those who can channel spirits are said to be fit to rule. Was that why Inga wanted such power? Did he want to be king? Maybe. So this is the tomb of the previous queen? Yes, Queen Amara was laid to rest here. She lost her life in an arsonist's blaze. What a tragic end. I heard this tomb sits on the actual site of her residence before it was burned down. Oh, really? They built it on the same spot so her soul could rest in peace. So this is where the fire happened, huh? Why do you think Minister Inga was holding Miss Faye captive here? It's the perfect spot if you think about it. It's close to his private quarters, which made it easy to keep an eye on his prisoner. And the courtyard is only open to the royal family, so he had little fear of prying eyes. Plus, the tomb is normally locked, and only the royal family is allowed access. So that's why he picked this place. How long had Miss Faye been held captive? About 6 days. Really? That long? It appears that she was severely weakened by her prolonged confinement. She passed out as soon as she was freed, and is now on an IV drip at the hospital. She's been asleep ever since. Poor Miss Faye. I hope she gets better soon. Emma, do you mind if we start looking around? Sure, I've already got the okay. Knock yourselves out. Oh, and here. It's a diagram the police drew of the tomb. I thought I'd give you a copy to help your investigation along. Thank you. The tomb diagram. All right. Oh, and let me know if you need my forensic expertise. Don't you dare keep all the fun to yourselves, you hear? You don't need to worry about that. Besides, I'd hardly classify this as fun. Can we do some examining? Because I noticed that one of the statues is broken. Why is that? One of the statues is broken. Thanks, Apollo. Let's take a closer look. Oh. It's a Mitama. It's a Magatama, I think. No, it's not. It's a Mitama, right? Did it come from the broken statue? Look, Apollo, there's another one. Is that a bullet? But the other statues only have one each. Hey, you're right. Maybe this statue was special or something. Is that a bullet over there? I think it is. Look, there's a bullet here. It's from a pistol the victim was carrying. My guess is he tried to shoot his attacker but missed, and the bullet ended up here. We've already determined the rifling marks to be a match to his gun. Rifling marks? Aren't those... Oh, shall I explain? The science behind it is absolutely fascinating. No, we're good. Lawyers. I think they're so smart. You do realize we can hear you. Let's look inside. This thing's more splinter than statue now. The bullet from the victim's gun had a real number on it. It seems like something you'd get cursed for, you know? In Minister Inga's case, I'd say getting your ticket punched is curse enough. Yeah, but don't curses extend to the afterlife? You need to stop taking what Nayuta says so seriously. I'm perfectly capable of thinking for myself. And what is the shiny thing? Well, there's something shiny down there. It's a pendant. There's blood on it. I wonder who it belongs to. All we know is it's not the victim's. No one in the royal family recognized it. Wait, that's the butterfly that's on the lamp, right? Or was on the box? To open the box up? Emma, did you lift any fingerprints from it? I did, but I wasn't able to get a clean one. That's too bad. But the blood turned out to be the victim's. That means it must have fallen here in the course of the murder. It might be Dirk's. I should ask him about it later. Pink butterfly pendant added to the court record. Pink Butterfly is one of my favorite DDR songs. Alright, is that it? No. Okay. No. Nothing particularly interesting here, right? So that has blood on it. There's the body outline. And this sarcophagus is being held. Is this, Capcom, a reference to Resident Evil Remake, which was the very first game I ever streamed on this channel? I did not know what audio balancing was, and you could hear my air conditioner most of the time, but, you know, whatever. But anyway, is that a reference to the, where you fight the Crimson Head in the sarcophagus? Because it lifts up? I wonder. Let's start looking around. Well, might as well just start here. So this is Amara's sarcophagus. Let's take a closer look. Can we look inside? Hey, these curtains open, Apollo. There's a key? Yeah, there is blood there. I noticed that. That's one big sarcophagus. They say the mummy of Amara, the former queen, rests inside. A mummy, huh? Rats, it's locked. Hey, don't touch that! You mean we can't search inside it? Not a chance! Besides, it's not something anyone would try opening anyway. What if the real killer's hiding inside? Hey, anyone in there? Don't do that! You're gonna get us cursed! Cursed? The queen likely bears a grudge towards the living after such a violent, painful death. So no one dares touch the sarcophagus for fear of incurring her wrath. Oh no, Apollo. What am I gonna do? Don't look at me. In any case, the sarcophagus is temperature controlled. It's kept really cold to preserve the mummy. So even if someone did decide to hide inside, they would eventually freeze to death. I see. Still, if they bundled up, I bet a person could hide in there for a little while. Huh. I wonder what that's about, huh? Yeah, don't get in the sarcophagus. And unfortunately, there's not much we can do about ghosts because Fatal Frame is a Tecmo, not Capcom. What is this? There's a painting up there, but I can't see it very well from here. Alright. And then that's the founder. It looks like the Holy Mother was painted here to watch over Amara's sarcophagus. So it's like this tomb is protected by the founder. That must be so reassuring to those she left behind. Only one problem. They didn't paint the eyes she needs to do said watching. Well, they do that for a reason. Come to think of it, she doesn't have a mouth to smile down on the tomb with either. It's actually kind of creepy. I wonder if being watched over by something like that gives the queen nightmares. Hey, keep that up and the founder just might come and watch over you too. Not wrong franchise, don't worry. We're not going to have any ghosts after us. Let's look at the blood. Wow, it's covered in blood. With a blood spatter this large, it must have gotten all over the killer too. Come to think of it, there was blood on Dirk's clothes. The circumstantial evidence points to Dirk being the killer. That's what I'd conclude if I were a cop too. Why are things always so bleak for me? So there's the knife. Guess this is where Inga collapsed when he died. Better take a closer look. Oh, and Dirk was covered in blood. We figured it out. Case closed. Yep. Oh, that's one of those guns that have the 4 chambers in it. I can't remember what they're called, but they're kind of cool. So this is the murder weapon. Emma, did you find any prints on it? Yep, and they were super clear. They belonged to one Dirk Sadmati. That's not good. Were there any others? There was one more print from another individual, but it was too smudged to identify. It's probably an old print from someone else who had handled the knife. Oh. Yet another piece of unhelpful info to add to our ever-growing pile. Ugh. And a phone. An old flip phone. I wonder if this is Inga's cell phone. It should be. His fingerprints are all over it. Do you know if he talked with anyone recently? There were a few calls logged between him and his underlings, and he played a few hours of Flappy Bird. They're all members of the secret police who were directly under the minister's control. You mean like spies? I don't think that's quite it. Now let's look at the body itself. They've already taken the body away. Kind of sad how familiar I've become with body outlines. Hey, you're the one who chose this profession. I have a photo of the body if you're interested. He was stabbed right in the back. The poor guy was practically skewered. What's he wearing on his arms? Those are the cuffs of justice. Seems to be a tradition here for the Minister of Justice to wear those forearm cuffs. Huh. They look like they're made of a thick fabric, so I guess they aren't for protection. Hey, if Apollo wore them, he'd be the Minister of Justice. Ho 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 ho! Maybe they're for keeping his sleeves out of the way when handling documents. Yeah, that's probably their original purpose. But over the years, the reason for wearing them was probably forgotten. So now they're just one of many traditional things that people do without knowing why. Oh, I get it. Kind of like the way you roll up your sleeves, huh? Or your psychology, if we're going there. I happen to know why I started, thank you very much. We're not going to get into it because we can't spoil the previous game. Where's Simon? I know. I often ask myself that. When Simon's not in the room, I say, where's Simon? But legit, it would be nice if he were here, but we do have a ton of characters at this point. Alright, we got the tomb crime photo. Now let's look at his gun. So the minister was armed, huh? Mm-hmm. That's a 4-shot pistol. He had it for self-defense, apparently. But it won't be firing anything anytime soon. Huh? He was carrying a broken gun around for show? No, we recovered a bullet here. Which means the gun probably broke as the minister fired its last round. Thing is, the gun's chambers are all empty. Yet that one bullet is the only bullet we could find. That is strange. Where did the other 3 go? Maybe Dirk ate them. We can ask the next time we see him. Just be ready for his predictably shocking answer. Dirk is such a Chad that he just ate the bullets as they came toward him. Okay. Hey, what's that over there? Wine? This is the grape juice Inga was drinking. He was probably nervous before his meeting with Dirk. So he drank grape juice? I'm not seeing the logic here. Mr. Wright told me all about it when he was hospitalized a few years ago. He said grape juice has something in it that helps you relax. Really? Are you sure he was talking about regular, plain old grape juice? Because it sounds like he was talking about the fermented variety. No, he couldn't have meant that. I mean, we're talking about a medical facility. They wouldn't have allowed something like that in. Right, let's just leave it at that. So, Apollo, you don't know what that is? It's like a small army of monks all neatly lined up. It looks like they're facing the sarcophagus in prayer. If you look carefully, each one has a slightly different expression. I wonder if they used real people as models. Some are frowning, some are smiling, There's one that looks like he's trying his hardest not to burst out laughing. Really? I wonder why. Maybe it's like those times when things are so intense you can't help but laugh? You know, like at funerals and stuff? They went through all the trouble of depicting that? Talk about going overboard. All the different emotions, yep. There's the mural we can look at. A baby on a lotus blossom? That's one strange painting. Apparently that's part of a mural depicting the life and times of Queen Amara. You know, like a storyboard or something? So that baby's supposed to be Amara? This one depicts Amara preaching to the faithful. It's hard to put into words, but I've never seen anything like it. Let's see, the next one is... Is that Dirk? Why does he have horns? My best guess is it depicts the first time Amara and Dirk met. So he's supposed to be some kind of demon who's seducing her? Well, he was successful since they got married after that. The Dragon Riz. The mural continues on the opposite wall. Alright, let's go look at it. Is this supposed to be Amara channeling a spirit? It looks like the spirit of some country sultan or something. And she seems to be conveying something to his retainers. She's on fire! This must be Amara's assassination as allegedly carried out by Dirk. They really made him look evil. This is the weirdest one of them all. Is that supposed to be Dirk facing his punishment in the afterlife? Anyway, I guess that's the last one. I guess we're supposed to see this as a happy ending? Yeah, except nobody came out of this story happy. Yeah, really. What's this? The sarcophagus is surrounded by a curtain. I bet someone could have hidden behind it. True, but that's one of the many places the Royal Guard checked after storming in. Wow, they were really thorough. Yes, well, apparently one of their members loves mystery novels. He peered into every nook and cranny with an almost frightening amount of gusto. And when he was done, he said, "Very interesting. It's like one of those locked room mysteries." Sounds like he's in the wrong line of work. Yeah. He should be battling a golden witch to determine whether she actually used magic to kill all the family or not. Miss Faye was apparently tied to this chair. Let's take a closer look. We should try to cover every angle possible here. Okay, so we're going to change our perspective with Wazda. Okay. I bet you didn't know, but I happen to be a bit of an escape artist myself. Trucy showed me how to do her rope escape trick. Uh-huh. And why would you bother learning something like that? Because we're always getting into trouble when working cases with Mr. Wright, so I thought it might come in handy someday. Well, I guess you're right about that. Miss Faye could have definitely used that knowledge. That's right. So now, you just sit right here and we'll get started. What in the world gave you the idea I wanted to learn? Oh, what's this? Blood? Look, there's a bloodstain on one of the chair legs. Really? Hey, you're right. I completely missed that. Let's move the chair so we can check under it. There's more blood under the chair leg. I wonder what it's doing there. I have some luminol here. Why don't you do some testing around it? Yeah, luminol. Or is it on the rope? Yep. Look. What? Where is it heading to? Oh. The bloodstain leads all the way to the sarcophagus. Emma, is this Minister Inga's blood? Hold on 1 second. Huh? That's strange. I didn't get a match. So then, whose blood is it? Dirk and Miss Faye weren't wounded as far as we know. And the blood's been wiped up by someone for some reason. Yeah, that's strange too. Mysterious bloodstain added to the court record. Okay. Doesn't belong to the victim, eh? Fascinating. Let's look at the chair then. Poor Miss Faye. She must have been tied up to this chair. I can just imagine how much her backside must have hurt after sitting here for so long. It would have been torture for you, I bet. I mean, you don't know how to sit still. If by that you mean I like to stay active, then I have to agree with you. Alright. What else we got going on here? So we already identified the blood stain. Are there any other angles worth looking at on the chair? Oh, wait. You can look at that. There's a blood stain on the floor. It's already been mostly wiped up, but the stain leads all the way to the sarcophagus. I wonder whose blood it is. Good question. But we don't know. Alright, back. Alright, have we seen everything here that we can see? Let's just make sure. Do some old school pixel hunting. Okay, I saw a match here. Look, one of the statues is broken. Yeah, but it's kind of hard to see from here. Let's check it out when we get a little closer. Alright, that was just telling us that the statue is in fact broken. Alright, anything to talk about with Emma? Not really. Let's go to the royal residence, see if there's anything going on there. No. Can we go to the detention center? No. What about Temple Temple? No? So does that mean we haven't seen everything in Amara's tomb yet? Alright. Well. Let's keep looking then. The door? Someone could have hid behind these curtains. Here, I'll go give it a try. Well, can you tell I'm hiding here?
No, I can't tell at all. That's it. That's the perfect hiding place.
We did it, Apollo. We solved the case. Sorry to burst your bubble, but the rail guard searched the tomb high and low right after they stormed in. And they said no one else was in here besides Minister Inga, Dirk, and Miss Faye.
Well, back to the drawing board, I guess.
My brilliant deduction destroyed in 3 sentences. Alright, well, we ruled that out, I guess. And anything else to look at? What about these things? It's full of ash. My guess would be this is an incense burner. Hey, look, Apollo. There's something in the ashes. Let's see what it is. Oh, what is this? Is that a gemstone? Wonder what it's doing here. Hey, I've got this one covered, Apollo. Would you like to hear my brilliant theory? Well, I guess it wouldn't do any harm. Man, her saying that just makes me wish Sholmes was here and we could do a deduction. You know how people make wishes by throwing coins into a fountain, right? Well, you know, on second thought, I'm good. What? You're sure you don't need to hear my theory? I was just about to get to the good part. Let's just ask Emma. That'll be much quicker. Excuse me, Emma, what's this gemstone doing here? Oh, that. It's not a gem, it's a button. Albeit a very expensive one from the victim's jacket. Must have fallen off and gotten in there somehow. See? Every puzzle has an answer, Athena. Well, I thought my idea was pretty good. Wait, what's with this soot? See here, on the gemstone? Hey, you're right. Alright, caked in soot. Interesting. Make Maya channel Sholmes. Yes, that'd be so cool. I think we've gotten just about everything. Maybe we should go over what we've learned so far. For starters, we're dealing with a locked room murder. But instead of the tomb being locked, it was being cordoned off by the rail guard. And after the murder, no one was found to be hiding inside. Right. In addition, we also know that Dirk's fingerprints are all over the murder weapon. The curtain around the sarcophagus was drenched in the victim's blood on one side. The blood must have also gotten on the killer when they stabbed the minister from behind. Dirk had blood on him when the crime was first discovered. Unfortunately, he doesn't remember what happened. this is not good. So what we know so far is things couldn't be worse for our case. And that's still an understatement somehow. Yeah, it's looking pretty grim. Oh, if you two are done here, I'll have to ask you to leave. Go on, scoot. Something wrong, Emma? Why are you trying to give us the boot? It's just easier if you're not here when his ephemeral holiness arrives. Speak of the devil. Prosecutor Sadmati. Detective Sky. It seems you've spoken at length with these two lawyers. I do hope you've also kept an eye on them. Yes, of course, like a hawk. They didn't touch a single thing. Give a lawyer an inch and they'll take a mile. Never forget that. There's that look of distrust again. Hey, Nayuta, do you really believe that Dirk's guilty? And are you seriously going to prosecute this case? I mean, he's your father. You were once part of the Defiant Dragons, weren't you? Hey, Nayuta, wait! I said wait! Come on, Athena, after him. Huh? Oh, right behind you. One thing I just realized that's kind of interesting is that Great Ace Attorney takes place in the past and is based around science and new technologies, while the Phoenix Wright and Apollo games take place in the present and are more focused on spirits and other spiritual themes. Usually it's reversed with these time periods. Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? That's cool. I like that. I had not thought of that before, but you're right. Alright, so it looks like we are ready to head out. The royal residence, maybe? May 18th, Garon Palace, royal residence. Nayuta, would you stop already? What do you want? It's about Dirk. Would you please hear me out? I fail to see why I should. Now, if you'll excuse me. Nayuta! Are you afraid of what I might have to say? If not, then there's no harm in listening, right? They called him a chicken. Very well. Speak. But make it quick. There is much I must do. Why does everything have to be so difficult with you? First, my badge. Why is that badge before me? Remember how we used to talk about what we wanted to be back when we were kids? I wanted to be a lawyer, and you, a prosecutor. You said you wanted to prosecute bad guys to make sure they got punished. Yes, passing judgment upon evil. That is my calling, and that is why I have taken this case. Are you saying Dirk is evil? He who goes against what is righteous and holy. I shall reap his soul with all of my power, whoever he may be, for that is my role. Then I'll just have to defend his soul with all my power, Nayuta. Okay. Do you have anything to say about the Founder's Orb? The putrid-minded lawyer seeks information from me. Come on, throw me a bone here. I think not. Well, aren't we stingy? Okay. You have nothing to say. Do you have anything to say about the butterfly pendant, though? No? Okay. What about the photo of Dad? No? Nothing? Okay. Talk. Prosecuting Dirk. So, I know you'll be prosecuting Dirk's case, but aren't there any other prosecutors in this country? Or ones out of this country? Like, certain, famous prosecutors from this series who conveniently showed up right now? Why does it have to be you? Her Eminence Queen Garon personally requested that I serve as prosecutor. Whoa! She did? That would make it hard to say no. Her Eminence thinks highly of my prosecutorial skills. Still, she didn't have to ask you to handle a case against your own father. Be honest. You really don't want to do this, do you? You speak of love and sentiment. I guess so. I do not deny such human emotions, but the law is the law, and placing personal feelings above it is beyond reprieve. Do you disagree? Well, no, I don't disagree, but civilizations only exist due to the confines of the law. Without them, love and sentiment would lack the fertile soil they need to flourish. Do you disagree? No, but the law must be obeyed. This truth sits above all else, including personal feelings. Therefore, whether or not I am the son of the accused is of no consequence. It is that simple. Or would you say otherwise? But... Come on, Apollo, tell him how wrong he is. But don't you, wish it wasn't that way? Oh. It appears I've wasted my breath on you. And the winner is Prosecutor Sadmati. Still spewing empty words devoid of meaning or consequence, I see. You putrid red pepper. Ugh! I know I'm right. But did he have to be so eloquent about his point? It's like he's trying to cover something up with his pretty words. Apollo, I'd cut back on the debates with him if I were you. Just stick to questions like the one you wanted to ask. Apollo, I think you should challenge him to a rap battle instead. Who Dirk cares about, okay? Nayuta, I wanted to ask you about that hostage situation. Inga said he had someone dear to Dirk in the palm of his hand. Okay, so I just made that joke. But, in one of the Phoenix Wright plays, there actually is a rap battle. So, just so you know. That's, again, another plug to go watch the Phoenix Wright plays. They're great. Inga said he had someone dear to Dirk in the palm of his hand, and he was using that person, along with his hostage, as leverage in obtaining the orb. That's news to me. Well, that's what Inga said.
You can kiss your chances of getting the orb goodbye. My fang ain't my only, how shall I say, insurance, Dirk? What? I've got someone dear to you right in the palm of my hand, see? Now that one, well, you could imagine what kind of things I could do, right? Glad you're seeing things my way.
I got the impression Dirk had no choice but to follow Inga's demands after he heard that. So who do you suppose this special person is? I wouldn't know. Oh! My bracelet's reacting. Hey, Nayuta. About what you just said.
Uh-oh. Oh, my bracelet is crushing my wrist. Ouch, that really hurts. What the heck's going on?
I'm wise to your tricks, you putrid pepper. That bracelet reacts to the anxieties of the people around you by squeezing your wrist. But now that I know how it works, I could make it tighten around your wrist anytime I wish. Consider this a warning.
Ugh!
I don't know how he did it, but this renders my bracelet useless. Such devilry is powerless in the face of the Holy Mother's blessings. Looks like your special power won't work against Prosecutor Sadmati, Apollo. We'll have to try something else. Ah, you're right. We'll just have to ask Dirk about this. It appears... Huh? You intend to go through with a trial you have no hope of winning. Grow up, Mr. Justice. We're no longer children, you and I.
I'm not the one who needs to grow up, Nayuta. In case you didn't hear, I won my last case against none other than Mr. Wright.
You tell him, Apollo. Is he mad? I can never tell with him. How do you answer without sounding mad? This trial is different. Your foolishness will only earn you a death sentence for aiding and abetting a criminal, and those who die as criminals are doomed to be reborn in the next life as something lower than a bug or vegetable. You would be lucky to return to this realm as a patch of mold. Mold? That's pretty harsh. If you wish to avert such a fate, abandon this folly before it is too late. I don't care if I end up as a dollop of blue cheese dressing in my next life. I'm gonna defend Dirk in court. You fool. Know this. I intend to prosecute the accused with all my might, no matter what you say or do. Consider yourself forewarned. Now, if you will excuse me. Prosecutor Sadmati knows his father will be publicly executed if he's found guilty, yet he won't show even an ounce of mercy. Nayuta, is this the real you? Have you really changed? Do you really plan on sending Dirk to his death? Try the Magatama. We have to switch to Phoenix for that. Do you even hear me? Don't Dirk and I matter to you anymore? To be continued. Oh! That's rough. Nayuta. You ingrate. Oh, day 2, Phoenix and Edgeworth, so we're going to switch to them. Okay, let me take a quick break, and then we will be right back. Be right back. All right, back. Here we go. Continue to the next chapter, you bet. May 18th, Tempool Temple. Maya passed out right after we found her in the tomb. Oh, so it's going to be Phoenix and Edgeworth doing investigations together. That's cool. Yeah, we know that. We just saw that. Flashbacks to things we just experienced. The Phoenix Wright experience. She's been out cold since. We haven't been able to get a word out of her. The doctor said it's just exhaustion, but I can't help but worry. What is it, right? Are you alright? Yeah, just thinking is all. I'm glad you're here, Edgeworth. We wouldn't have gotten the permissions we have without you. Well, I didn't come all the way to Kurine to be useless. Speaking of the investigation, I received a few things from Detective Sky. These should prove useful as well. Oh, Inga's autopsy. Wait, we have a totally different set of evidence? Tomb diagram. Tomb crime photo. I can't thank you enough, Edgeworth. Honestly, I'd have been so lost without him these past few days. You there!
The barbed head lawyer Phoenix Wright? Huh?
You're from the Garon Royal Guard, right?
I am Lucky.
I was not expecting that.
Oh, Lucky. Royal Guard member and Her Eminence's shoulder rubber.
That's very specific. And what does the royal shoulder rubber want with me? Wait, come to think of it, my shoulders are a bit stiff.
Don't be absurd! I am here for one purpose only! I am to bring you before Her Eminence, Queen Garon, Grand Priestess of Khura'in. Will you comply?
The Queen? What could she want with me? And why does she have to why does he have to shout like that? I can't fathom why Queen Garon would summon you. But I advise you to accept Her Eminence's gracious invitation. Royal shoulder rubber lackey, was it? May I join Mr. Wright in his audience with the Queen?
The name's Lackey, L-A-H''K-E-E. And all praise the omnipotent Queen Garon, for she has already foreseen and approved your request. Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth, you are both to come with me!
You mean to say Queen Garon sees our every move?
Yes, indeed! Your Eminence's spiritual power is immense! She can even see what's going on thousands of miles away!
Right. I fear I'll lose my hearing next if we don't hurry.
Yeah, me too.
Why would the Queen herself summon me personally? What could she possibly be up to? Can we have a chat? Oh, you are my official partner, because I get any ideas. So you'd been here all this time. I wondered where you'd gone. Don't tell me you missed me, Edgeworth. As if. The courts have been so peaceful without you around. You make it sound like I leave legal devastation in my wake. Well, don't you? Yeah, that's fair. What to do? Well, right. What do you intend to do now? I was thinking, I want to help Apollo win this case. So why don't we try to gather whatever information we can? You're quite the considerate boss. Well, I kind of forced him to take care of the office in my absence, so it's the least I can do. Hey, Edgeworth, check it out. Still at it, I see. I guess borders mean little in the face of your incurable habit. Well, I heard you used to present evidence left and right during your investigations, too. That's a reference to the games, because you can present the prosecutor's badge. That was a long time ago, besides. Who did you hear that from? Oh, I have my sources. Oh, well, tell your source that I look forward to his next salary review. Oh my gosh, is that a Gumshoe reference? Is that a freaking Gumshoe reference? Where is he? I miss him so bad. Let's see. Inga's autopsy report. Okay. It's ironic that the man tasked with upholding the law should end up breaking it. Well, it's not like we don't have our fair share of that back home. That's a thing of the past. The worst offenders have already been removed. Now that you mention it, wasn't Gaspin Payne expelled from the prosecutor's office? Yes. He was a particularly troublesome individual. I was shocked to see him resurface here in Khura'in. And with considerable sway, no less. I just hope he doesn't end up making a mess of things here as well. Anything else you want to say? The tomb diagram? Still at it. Oh, okay. There's that. What about the tomb crime photo? Nope, that's the same. Okay. Any ideas what to do? Alright. Time to go to the audience chamber, I guess. May 18th, Garon Palace Audience Chamber. Oh my. Ah, the barbed-head lawyer has arrived. We bid you welcome. And you as well, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. I haven't seen Gumshoe. Oh, don't worry. When we get to investigations, he's going to be in those. Thank you. This place is still as magnificent as last time. We have heard much about you, Barbed One. It seems your bluffs and tomfoolery tend to leave our court devastated in their wake. Is that what people have been saying about me? Right. Where are your manners? Your Eminence. I am both humbled and delighted to be in your presence. Oh, Your Eminence? Glad to be here. Looks like you're doing well. It is all right. There's no need to keep your head bowed all day. Yes, Your Eminence. Rafa's not looking too good. I guess even she just can't bounce back from her father's murder. So what can I do for you, Your Eminence? We wish to question you about something related to the case at hand. Perfect, because I have a few questions of my own. Alright. Inga's crime. Wait. Look at this badge. Please take a look at this. That reminds us of when Dirk was still practicing law. So we see that lawyers in your country also present evidence, simply to gauge the other party's reaction when all else has failed. Do not presume to use such simplistic methods upon us. Sorry. Oh no, that's rough. What about the photo? No, you have nothing to say. That's your dead husband there, lady. At least have something to say. Inga's crime. We fear we do not fully comprehend what has transpired. So it is that we summoned you here to further elucidate the situation. It is true that our husband Inga had been seeking the Founder's Orb. That's right. He wanted to trade a hostage for it. That's why he abducted Maya Fey. Insolent fool! Ow! That is a lie. A lie, I say. Father would have never done such a thing. But he did abduct Maya, that much is... I will not stand here and listen to this nonsense. You will pay for this, you... Ow, ow, ow! Please, your benevolence! That is quite enough, Rafa. We understand your feelings, but we fear he speaks the truth. For we believe we know why your father would do such a thing. Huh? We believe he was seeking the orb as a means of obtaining spiritual power. And with it, he intended to usurp the throne. Mother! What do you mean, Your Eminence? Inga was planning a coup, where he was dissatisfied with the current administration, and his secret police was the primary instrument of his treason. The secret police? They came up during the High Priest's murder trial, too. An elite force under the direct command of the Minister of Justice, in this case, Inga. The man who was hunting down rebels as Lady Kira was a member of that group. Indeed, Inga turned that once proud force into his own private army. And he intended on using them to launch a coup and assassinate us. Huh. So your Eminence had no control over them? As much as it shames us to admit it, Khura'in is not the unified realm it would appear to be. We are truly sorry to have had to witness the dirty underbelly of our kingdom. How could Father... But know that Inga could not have become king simply through our assassination. For in Khura'in, only those who possess spiritual power may sit on the throne. I see. That explains why Minister Inga was seeking the Founder's Orb. Barbed One, do you recall the man known as Peace, Love, and Understanding? Oh wow, we're actually referencing the tutorial case. My goodness. What about him? He too was involved in Inga's machinations. Inga had bought his loyalty, ordered the man to steal the orb, and covered up the theft. And then he sent the orb to the US for Dr. Buff to study. It's all coming together. Show her the orb? That's a good idea. We'll do that after this. The capture of the infamous villain, Dirk Satmadi. It may prove to be the crowning achievement of our reign. Now perhaps the kingdom may return to the peace it once knew. Oh, what a joyous day.
Hail to Her Eminence Queen Garon, Grand Priestess of Khura'in! Her Eminence's spiritual power invoked a blessing straight from the Holy Mother.
I could see how her cronies would be elated at the prospect. But the queen herself seems almost giddy for someone whose husband was just murdered. Father, Rafa, on the other hand, doesn't appear to be taking it so well. Wait! Oh, hang on. Is the queen actually the queen? Or is the queen channeling someone right now? About that incident that occurred 23 years ago? The one in which Dirk was accused of assassinating Queen Amara? Yes, he set fire to her private residence, burning my dear sister alive. Murder by arson. Only a demon would be capable of such a heinous crime. But that event also set the stage for you to become queen. What did you do before you were crowned queen, Your Eminence? As part of our training to be queen, we served in many different governmental positions, the longest of which was as the previous Minister of Justice. It was in that position that we were best able to support our elder sister, Queen Amara. Oh, so you're the one who railroaded Dirk. Interesting. That's her husband's position, or at least it was. And when you ascended to the throne, you passed the Defense Culpability Act. Let's talk about that. Those who would support criminals be deemed just as guilty. What prompted you to pass something like the Defense Culpability Act, Your Eminence? The assassination of our dear sister Amara, when the infamous villain Dirk Satmadi was apprehended. He announced that he would act as his own lawyer. That's right. Dirk used to be a lawyer. Dirk had been an extraordinarily talented lawyer and highly esteemed by the people. But he falsified evidence in an attempt to win his own case. I see. But when the truth of his fabrications and the assassination of the Queen came to light, the people were devastated, and trust in the legal system plummeted. Now, why does that sound so familiar? Yeah, I wonder. Ha 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 ha. In Khura'in, the Hall of Justice is a sacred space where victims receive their last rites. Should the people lose their faith in it, the kingdom would be shaken to its very core. That is why the Defense Culpability Act had to be passed. It was the only way to keep our legal system from tumbling into the abyss. So that's how you sought to eliminate the use of perjury and phony evidence, huh? But that law is what made lawyers go extinct in your kingdom. Now there's no one left to defend those who have been accused. We see how you could take issue with such a reality. However, we have not banned the act of lawyering itself. Those who are confident that they can prove their client's innocence are always welcome to mount a vigorous defense, as you yourself have shown. Well, I guess so, but without lawyers, there's the possibility of false charges being filed and prosecuted. So long as our prosecutors continue to run nothing but perfect trials, there needn't be fear of such nefarious dealings. Do you disagree? Perfect prosecutors and their perfect trials, huh? Let's not get started down this path. Furthermore, here in Khura'in, we have the divination seance. And so it is, we no longer need lawyers, for the dead do not lie. Except for all the times they do lie, though, which we found. I mean, not really lie, but grossly misinterpret things, or just the understanding of their visions being incorrect. Also, I love that we have little references to the previous series now with, like, you know, the Dark Age of the Law, and then also we have Edgeworth and his perfect prosecution and all that. Well, in the short time I've been here, I've beaten back false charges twice, and I've found that cases built on the memories of the dead are less than perfect. So yes, I do take issue with the Defense Culpability Act, to say the least. Oh, such relentless rhetoric. Your reputation precedes you, Barbed One. It feels as if we ourselves are being cross-examined. Oh, no, that wasn't my intention. It is true that some feel that the Defense Culpability Act is a necessary evil at best, but it is a small sacrifice upon which the peace of our kingdom has been forged. If you consider executing innocent lawyers a small sacrifice, then sure. The fact is that following its passage, the crime rate here in Karine dropped markedly. Therefore, we have no regrets concerning the enactment of the Defense Culpability Act. Really? None at all? Right, why don't we leave it at that? This isn't a court of law, after all. Yeah. About the Founder's Orb that was to be exchanged for the hostage. It went missing after the murder. Would you happen to know anything about that? It's missing? I'm sure Dirk had it when he went into the tomb. If it wasn't there, I have no idea where it could be, Your Eminence. In that case, then perhaps Dirk has hidden it somewhere. Incidentally, there was the matter of that horned youth you were with. Oh, you must mean Apollo. From his odd hairstyle, may we assume him to be a relative? Perhaps your younger brother? No, you've got it all wrong. He's Dirk's son. Well, more like foster son. They're not actually related by blood. Dirk's Royal Guard? Your Eminence! What's she whispering in that one guy's ear? Uh-oh. Thank you for your time. The two of you may go now. Yes, Your Eminence. We'll be on our way. Okay, now what? Apollo and Athena have the murder scene investigation covered, so maybe we should go speak with the locals over at the bazaar. Alright. Can we go to the tomb? We can. But is there anything we can look at here? Kinda. Apollo and Athena are already working this area. Edgeworth and I should try someplace else. Alright, so I'm guessing it's gonna be the same. Yeah. Oh, I don't think we have the Founder's Orb in evidence, right? We don't. So we can't show her it. Okay. We can't do anything at the detention center, so I guess we're just going to the bazaar. May 18th, Karine Bazaar. Oh. What? Was that a lion? Oh, that caught me by surprise too when I first heard it. It's the cry of a local bird known as a warbod. A bird? That sounds like that. Sounds more like a beast than a bird, if you ask me. It's a form of mimicry. You know, to help protect them against predators and stuff. Yes, well, I can't say I've heard one quite like that before. Oh, it's more than unusual. It's endangered. It's extremely rare to encounter one in the wild these days. If it's so rare, then what's one doing out here in the middle of the bazaar? You got me. Maybe it's got something to do with being their national bird. Was that a gunshot? Startle ya, PW? Oh. What was that, Dats? The Defiant Dragon's newest weapon. I call these puppies dragon snot snaps. Uh-huh. And you need those... why? Because our hard work is starting to pay off. Thanks to our TV signal hijacking and stuff, more and more people are joining our cause. But on account of that, the regime's been cracking down on us real tough-like. Yeah, there's been a lot going on lately. You can say that again. I mean, what with the High Priest's fake murder/suicide? People are calling it the DCA tragedy.
and it's causing a real public uproar.
Hopefully this means Turust's death won't be in vain after all. So, how exactly is a handful of firecrackers going to be helpful to you guys anyway?
Simple. First, I supply them to our fellow rebels. Then we use them as a diversion when we need to shake Garon's goons.
Huh?
Like this. Whoa!
Will you cut that out? I'm not with the regime, and I'm not chasing you.
Your reaction! That was priceless, PW! I guess I startled that warbot, too.
It's a miracle no one's trying to arrest him while he's too busy laughing.
You there?
Oh. You are one of those insurgents, are you not?
Yikes! Take that! Eek.
And he's gone. Those firecrackers are more useful than I thought.
Bob Ted.
Your benevolence, what can I do for you? I wanted to speak with you about what my mother said. I do not believe a word of it. My father could not have been planning a coup. Well, I can understand why you'd feel like that, but it was a setup. Someone must have been plotting against him. And how do you know that? I just do, because the Holy Mother guides me. And as the royal priestess, I must uncover the truth for all to see. Maybe this is how Arafa expresses her sense of duty. You're investigating this matter, are you not? Then rejoice, for I shall accompany you and bestow upon you the royal priestess's wisdom. That's the best news I've heard all day, your benevolence. No one would dare get in our way with Rafa by our side. We humbly accept your offer, don't we, Edgeworth? As you wish, right? Excellent. Then let us begin with my father's private quarters. We should be able to find some clues there. I shall expose this false charge for what it is, if it is the last thing I do. Could it be? Is the reason she's so defensive about Inga because she's a daddy's girl? Bob Ted, let us not waste any time. My father's private quarters are located within the royal residence. Now follow me! Wait, she's sure in a hurry. Right. The minister's private quarters may hold evidence related to his murder as well. Yeah, maybe we can kill two birds with one stone. Rafa's awfully fired up. I just hope she'll be ready for the truth we find. After all, it's hard to believe that Inga was not in full control of the whole affair. Alright, Edgeworth, let's go. We have to go to the royal residence? May 18th, Garon Palace Royal Residence. Now, if we could figure out which of these buildings houses Inga's private quarters, that's where we'll find Rafa. Is it the big palace over here? Garon Palace, the heart of the kingdom's government and religion. Yes, the two are inseparably intertwined here in Khura'in. The religious beliefs of its people touch every aspect of their lives, including legal affairs. Right, like how they commune with spirits in court. I suppose Khura'inism is the glue that binds their faith, law, and politics together. It may seem strange to foreigners like us, but for them it's perfectly natural. Yep. Makes sense. What about this place? Now that's what I call an extravagant exterior. Is this where Inga's private quarters are? Watch your step, right? That urn's been knocked over, spilling water everywhere. Yeah, the ground's soaked. I wonder who did this. Huh? I think someone's in there. Father? Is that Princess Rafa? There were still so many things I wish to tell you. She always puts on such a brave face, but hearing her crying all alone, I can't help but think of Trucy. Father... Princess Rafa, are you in there?
Ah! Just a moment, I'll be right out.
I see you are finally here. Well, let us commence our investigation, shall we? Your benevolence? Maybe you should rest for a minute first.
You were eavesdropping on me, weren't you?
No, I mean, yes. Sorry. Sorry, I couldn't help overhearing. It wasn't like I was spying on you or anything.
You stupid barbed head! Youch!
You could have feigned ignorance. It's as if your brain-to-mouth filter shuts off the moment you step out of the courtroom.
I'm not that bad, Edgeworth.
Anyway, what took you so long? I thought you would never get here. You have a lot of nerve keeping the crown princess waiting. Oh, sorry. This was my father's residence. I have already unlocked it, so you can go right in. Oh, and be careful. Some dingbat dog got in the courtyard and spilled water over there. A dingbat dog? That's right. The yappy mutt spilled a whole urn's worth. I wonder how it got into this area. Do you know what it looked like? I have better things to do than to memorize what some stray dog looks like. Anyway, it is not worth talking about. Let's search my father's room, shall we? I really hope she's all right. All right. We can't talk to her, so let's go to Inga's private quarters. All right, May 18th, Garon Palace, Inga's private quarters. What a mess. You can definitely tell a guy used to live in this room. I guess Inga and I had at least that much in common. Bah, this staff keeps getting in the way.
Nena.
Oh, huh? Where's Nena? Normally. Yep, she's right there. But she's not this time. She comes running whenever Rafa calls. That's right. Nena is what? Oh well. You, Bobtad, come. Hold this staff for me.
But why me? Just take it. It's too heavy. And I'm tired of holding it.
How does Nena put up with this day in and day out? I'll just set it over here for now. All right. Well, let's see. What do we got? Oh, is this? Wait a minute. What's this? Je suis la belle?
Yeah, I thought that's what that was. What? Is this a reference?
Never thought I'd see this brand again. It appears to be a sample of some sort of spray-on hair color. Color jet black. I wonder if Inga was going gray. Here, Edgeworth, maybe you can use it. I like my natural hair color just fine, thank you very much. That's a wild reference I wasn't expecting. What is this? Wow, that's one gaudy sculpture. My father sculpted it himself from a block of solid gold. Why does it not surprise me that he was also a narcissist? It's pretty detailed. He even included that personal stamp of his. Hey, the stamp's a little loose. Ah! Look. There's a secret safe inside. Oh my! To think such a thing was here all this time. Rats, looks like we'll need the combination to get in. Okay. I like that the chair is his outfit. This chair looks like it was modeled after Inga's suit jacket. The backrest even has those fancy buttons of his. I imagine they make the chair awfully uncomfortable to sit in. Actually, they serve to massage the pressure points on the back. My father suffered from terrible back pain, you see. I wonder if it really works. Yeah. This notepad must have belonged to Inga. Let's see. That's strange. Those appear to be notes detailing people's most prominent characteristics. Hey, there's even some stuff about me in here. Why would he bother doing this? That's weird. So it's a profile on Nana, Dirk, and Phoenix. I'm afraid even I can't answer that. Whatever the reason, it's giving me a case of the heebie-jeebies. He says, though, he was taking down descriptions of people over the phone. That's what it reminds me of, anyway. What a brilliant deduction! One fitting of a chief prosecutor such as yourself. I commend you. That's high praise coming from you, Your Benevolence. Edgeworth's right, they do look like dictation notes, but I don't know. I mean, why bother describing Nana, who he must have seen every day? Yeah, that's... Unless he was planning on having somebody channel and he needed descriptions? I don't know. Something was weird about that. And what is this? It's a syringe and a vial. Those were for my father's back pain. He said it really helped when the pain was particularly unbearable. It was that bad, huh? He must have been injecting some sort of painkiller directly into his back then. Yes, my father said his back pain could knock him off his feet. And I know the feeling. I've experienced some pretty severe back pain of my own. Well, we can't have you throwing your back out in court. So why don't you take a vial? No thanks. I hear your body builds up a tolerance to that sort of thing. We should get some good info, yes. Painkiller shots ninja'd into the pocket. Ninja'd, huh? I thought you didn't want them. I'm going straight to a chiropractor as soon as I get home. Yeah. Alright, what do we got here? We got the globe that's spinning on a snake. His desk is crammed full of documents. They appear to be paperwork for executions. But for this many cases? Indeed, something is rotten in the kingdom of Kurine. This one dates back to 5 years ago. Something tells me he simply kept putting them off because he hated doing paperwork. Uh-huh. And what about the bed? That's one luxurious and comfy-looking bed. I've slept on nothing but hard floors since coming to Kurine. Can't wait to sleep in a nice, soft bed again. Then take it. It's yours if you wish. We'll have to clean this room out anyway, now that my father's gone. Don't you want to keep these things as a memento of your father? Besides, I don't need his spirit haunting me late at night. Is somebody going to channel him today? Or in this case? Do you suppose if I slept on it, I could see my father once more? Princess Rafe? I honestly don't know how to answer that. Alright. What about the tracks here? There are some muddy shoe prints here. Come to think of it, there was some outside too, right? There was some spilled water by the entrance. Somebody must have stepped in it before coming in here. They're already dry. That means they're at least several hours old. Then someone must have been here today in the early afternoon. For our servants clean this room each day. Here in Kurine, we have a saying, leave not today's untidiness to tomorrow. Mine is, why clean up today what you can leave for tomorrow? Alright. Well, all we have left, I think, is to look at the safe. We can't open this without the combination. but I doubt Princess Rafa would know it. Well, if we can't open it, we can't open it. For now, let's continue our investigation and come back to this dilemma later. Alright, well... Bob Ted. First you make me wait, and now you're simply going to leave? Guess I should stay put for a while. Can we talk to her? The kidnapping, okay? Bob Ted. I, the Royal Priestess of Khura'in, shall share my thoughts on the abduction. You will? Listen carefully, for such opportunities do not come often. Yes, of course. We'd be grateful to hear anything you'd like to share. My father was very likely seeking to obtain the Founder's Orb, but it was not for the purposes of a coup d'etat. It was all for my sake. For your sake? The Founder's Orb is capable of bestowing great spiritual power. My father truly believed that. And he wanted that power to be mine. I haven't finished my training and I still can't channel spirits. He was doing it for me! Right, I see. Well, do you understand why he did it now? I do, but it doesn't change the fact that Minister Inga was a kidnapper. Oh! But I guess you don't believe he is, do you? Oh! New information is sure to surface upon further investigation. Suffice to say, he did this all for me. End of story. Was he really trying to obtain the orb for Rafa? Somehow I doubt it. Speaking of powers, I wonder if Rafa will be performing the divination seance tomorrow. I should probably ask her about that. Yeah. Is there anything I can present to her, like my badge? Remove that vile badge from my sight! If you insist on tormenting me, I will take matters into my own hands. Hey, don't bite it! It's much harder than I thought. What did you think it's made of? That's great. What about the crime photo? Your benevolence? Father. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to hurt you like that. Do not underestimate me. I am the Royal Priestess, and as such, I will experience my father's death tomorrow. So hand it over. A photo of a corpse. Well, not face. Your benevolence. Right, you fool. Put that picture away. There's no need to worry. I simply lost my footing, that's all. Now I'm really worried about tomorrow. And we showed her that. Hey, Edgeworth, are there any elevators you want to take while we're here? Let's see, Inga's notepad. Okay. Do you have anything to say about this? These are notes my father took on the characteristics of those around him. I wonder what he wrote about me. Let's see. Pink raiment, tattoos on face. Childishly cute. Huh? That last one's rather subjective, isn't it? Painkillers. Can we present that? My father's back used to cause him considerable pain. I would give him massages from time to time. He seemed to truly enjoy them. I didn't peg you as the dutiful daughter type. Never again, will I? Your benevolence. I could stand in for your father if you'd like. Ouch, my back! I think you broke something. I like that Phoenix keeps trying to get a back rub from somebody. That's what I call the royal treatment. What about the autopsy? Your benevolence, I wanted to ask you about this. Nena? Nena, where are you? I thought you said she wasn't around. Oh, yes, of course. Well, you're sadly mistaken if you think questioning Nena will clear things up. But I'm trying to question you, not Nena. What about the tomb diagram? Nope, she has nothing to say about that. Alright, well, let's talk then. Nena, what's going on with Nena? Your benevolence, I noticed Nena isn't with you today. I know not where she has gone. I have not spoken with her since this morning. I assume she must be quite busy today. I did catch a glimpse of her a little after 2 o'clock. I tried calling out to her, but she went off somewhere again. A little after 2? That's about an hour before the murder. Indeed, of all the times for this to happen. She normally comes to me the moment I call her name. I know it's hard to believe, but even nannies have lives, you know. Your inability to find her after the murder is slightly alarming. I wonder if her absence is related to today's incidents somehow. Do you think she was unwittingly caught up in them? Who knows? At the very least, I don't think she was at the scene of the crime. Nina, I hope she's all right. Rafa seems really worried for Nina. Tomorrow's seance. I take it you'll be conducting tomorrow's divination seance? Who else if not I? A good point. The thing is, divination seances are all about what victims experienced in their final moments. So tomorrow, Rafa will experience her own father's death, exactly as it happened. That's more than anyone should ever have to deal with. Do you really have to go through with the seance tomorrow? There's really no one else? What about just calling the whole thing off? It's not as if I'm doing this because I want to. No? Never mind. I misspoke. The divination seance is a very important duty of the royal priestess, and it is one I intend to fill. There's that word, duty. Your benevolence. As crown princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I'm even up to the task. Yeah, okay. Performing the divination seance is very important for a priestess. But duty or not, it's a heavy burden for someone so young. Even worse, she'll be forced to watch her father's murder. Will it be a weight too heavy for her to bear? Yeah, I wonder. Nina and Rafa. Your benevolence, has Nina served you long? Yes, she has been at my beck and call for as long as I remember. I have heard she even cared for me as an infant, right down to changing my diapers. Your diapers? It almost sounds like she could be your mother. Indeed. But that is a simple fact of life when your mother is busy being queen. Nina takes care of my every need. She is my teacher in all things as well. Rafa's pool of knowledge seems rather lopsided in some respects. Could that be the result of Nina's teachings? Nina, could it be that my trusted assistant has come to dislike me? Now that I think about it, perhaps I've been acting rather spoiled as of late. As of late. Oh, I'm sure she'll be back. Yes, I suppose Nina would never truly abandon me. Upon her return, I will do something nice for her. Perhaps she'd like a shoulder massage. And yet, I can't shake the feeling that Nina's connected to this case in some way. I'm really beginning to wonder what's inside that safe. Any idea what the combination might be, Your Benevolence? None whatsoever. It looks like a 4-digit combo lock, so maybe it's a date. But it's probably not anything that would be easy to guess. Well, let's try some dates and see what happens. I wonder what date Inga would use as a combination. Date the DC Act was enacted, the parents' anniversary, Rafa's birthday, I think, if he really liked her that much. When's your birthday, Your Benevolence? You are wasting your time. It could not possibly be my birthday. Oh, come on, it's worth a shot. Fine, it's December 24th. Christmas Eve? Well, let's give it a try. 1, 2, 2, 4. Ah! It opened! It did? Yep. And it looks like the bottom safe was a fake. Something meant to mislead would-be thieves, no doubt. Still, it was rendered quite ineffective by this use of such a easily guessed combination. Oh, why, Father? Why my birth date? Well, because... I guess... Even though he was kind of a jerk, he loved his daughter. Okay, let's see what's in here. Huh? This looks like a letter or something. Let's see. Dear Father, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. You're always so kind and I love you very much. I hope you live to be 100 years old. Love, Rafa. That's rough. I wrote this to my father when I was 8 years old. Father, why would you hold on to something so childish and stupid? There are some other papers in here. Here an assassination plan. This is the plan for his coup d'etat. What? Give me that! I don't understand. It seems Justice Minister Inga was plotting the assassination of the Queen. This can't be true. Father would never harm Mother. Poor Rafa. This has to come as a terrible shock. What's this? There's a photo in here too. Wait, is that the other queen? It's of a woman and a baby. I wonder who they are. On the far left, there's a law book with the mark of the Defiant Dragons branded on it. Wait, that's your benevolence? How can this be? Oh, she fainted. Princess Rafa! She needs a fainting couch. She's looking incredibly pale. Your benevolence, are you all right? All right. How can I be all right? Huh? All that I have believed. It was all lies. I'm afraid I don't follow. What the heck she's talking about? Can I ask who the woman is in this picture? How should I know? It seems I didn't know anything that was going on. Doesn't look like I'm gonna get much more out of her while she's like this. Woman's photo. I mean, that's the other queen. That's Queen Amara, right? Because we saw that she had white hair in the images, and also Nayuta has white hair, so clearly that's Nayuta there. I'm assuming. Mother. Huh? I must ask my mother about the secret she is hiding. What secret? I must go. Goodbye. Oh, wait, no. Hang on a second. Is that her mother? And her mother is channeling somebody right now? And her hair turned black? Is that what's going on? Wait! What was that all about? It's like her mind was off somewhere else. It appears this photo really upset her. I wonder who the lady in this picture is. Stop! Shadow! Come back here! It was sure nice of him to leave a note detailing his entire evil plan. Yes, the existence of that note makes me think something is up. Like there is some, as we would say, gay ops about. Wait, that sounds like Albie and Shadow. That's odd. Commoners aren't normally allowed in this area. I wonder what's afoot. Well, let's go. We don't have anything to say to you, so let's head on out. Yeah, he might not actually be the bad guy. That would be an interesting twist. May 18th, Garon Palace, Royal Residence. No! Ah! Edgeworth! I hope one of you has a good explanation for this. I'm so sorry! Hi, Albie. No, Shadow! Bed Dog! Leave the man's frilly thingamajig alone! If you would kindly detach your dog from my cravat. Right away, sir. Just hold still and... And... Stop pulling like that! You'll only stretch the fabric! Come on, Shadow! Let go of his
Come on.
This isn't working. I'll just have to pull harder than 1, 2.
Wait, what are you?
3!
Rah!
Come on!
Oh! I need air! Were you trying to kill me?
I'm really sorry, mister. My dog has a habit of attacking frilly things like that. Maybe for his sake, he should stick to more traditional targets like cars or his tail. What's worse, he snuck in here again today and stole some weird-looking hat. I don't know what to do anymore. Bad dog. You're a very bad dog. Wait a second. I've seen that hat before. Oh, we didn't get an evidence. Do you know who this is? What do you know about this, Albie? Sorry, I don't know anything about that. I'm the worst tour guide ever. No, it's my fault for randomly whipping it out and asking you about it. Don't worry, I'll study hard, so I'll be ready to answer all your questions next time. Now I feel like a jerk. What about the badge? Oh, that's an attorney's badge from your homeland, right? I've studied all about it. Allow me to explain. There's a reason why the badge is shaped like a sunflower. You know how sunflowers always turn to face the sun, the source of their well-being? Well, lawyers are like that. They will chase after anything that will make them money. What? I guess people hate lawyers in your country too, huh? Where did you get your information from again? A proud sermon Chief Prosecutor Payne gave in the middle of the bazaar the other day. Lawyers already have a bad enough time here without his lies. So Payne's still around? The frilly hat. Albie, could I see that hat again? Sure. Wait, isn't this... It is Nana's hat. Isn't this Nana's hat? But I thought she disappeared. Shadow swiped it from someone. Albie? How exactly did Shadow get this? Allow me to explain. It all started while we were on a walk through the bazaar today, when suddenly, Dats popped out of a manhole. Ha! Whoa! The fangs of the defiant dragons. That's our ball is here. Say, you want to join our cause, kid? Huh? And naturally, I was super startled by that weirdo's sudden appearance. Back, dog of the Garon regime! Huh? But this is my dog, Shadow. Defiant dragon secret weapon! Dragon snot snaps! Achoo! Whoa! Oh! Oh man, the look on your face! That was classic! The sudden bang of the firecracker spooked Shadow, and he ran off into the crowds. Shadow, come back here! That'll teach you! Garon's lapdog! You there, what do you think you're doing? Not good! That's when a policeman came running over and hauled Dats away. Oh, so he did get arrested. That happened right around 2 p.m. if I remember correctly. I'm not even going to pretend I know what Dats was trying to do. I chased right after Shadow, and when I finally caught up to him here in the palace courtyard, he had this in his mouth. 2 p.m., That's about an hour before the minister's death. Nana supposedly went missing after the murder, but this would place her here at the palace at around 2. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Actually, I just remembered I saw something pretty amazing around that time, too. Something amazing? What about this something amazing? So, Albie, what was it you saw that was so amazing? I saw Her Eminence Queen Garon channeling a spirit. Oh!
Really?
I want to know about this. Is it really that big of a deal to see her channeling someone? You bet it is. Commoners are never allowed to behold the sacred rite. Oh, can you tell me more? Of course. I'm always happy to explain. I believe it was around 2:10 p.m. today. I got lost on the palace grounds while looking for Shadow. Oh, what is this place? It gives me the creeps. Where could Shadow have gone? In my search, I took a peek into a small room, and that's when I saw Queen Garon. She was channeling a spirit for a neighboring kingdom's king. I saw her transform right before my eyes. I was so excited, I had to take a picture of it. You took a picture? I know I shouldn't have, but I just couldn't help myself. Between this and the treasure room, Albie's not exactly the picture of self-restraint. Her channeling rite ended right after that, so I ran off before anyone could spot me. You could have been arrested again, you know? Yeah, I know. Anyway, here's a copy of the picture. Just don't tell anyone I was the one who took it. I worry about his future sometimes. Alright. Come to think of it, how did you and Shadow get into the royal residence anyway? It's not open to commoners after all. Allow me to explain. Yeah, I'll be in the courtyard. There was a way to get into the palace from the bazaar. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, though. Shadow can easily fit, but anyone bigger than me is out of luck. You don't say. Yeah, part of the palace wall is damaged, and there's a hole I can just about make it through. Go on. Bet you didn't know they have some really tasty food here. Oh, then this isn't your first time in here, huh? Trespassing is illegal, you know. No, it's not like that. I didn't mean any harm. It's just, I want to help change this kingdom. What do you mean? Well, after Miss Faye's trial, I started thinking, like, maybe there was something I could do to help the revolution, too. Maya's trial, huh? That tragedy only happened because of how twisted Khura'in's legal system has become. Right. How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason. There must have been other ways to cover up the crime. Yet had I done so, my wife would rush to my defense. And when the case went to trial, she would suffer the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act. I could not have lived with myself had she been convicted because of that fiendish man. This cannot be. All I have done under the laws of our kingdom, it has all been... The DC Act led to the false charges against Maya and the High Priest's suicide. But that trial also caused the public to start questioning the current state of things. And it seems even Albie has some pretty strong feelings on the matter. I knew there had to be something I could do to help. That's when I remembered the hole in the palace wall and started thinking maybe I could sneak in and take a picture of one of the royals up to no good. I just want to do my part. The spirit of revolution seems to be catching on, even with one so young. Right. The momentum is steadily building, and the tipping point is fast approaching. It's just a matter of when. I agree. And the public's perception of the Defiant Dragon seems to be changing too. But Albie, you can't go trespassing like that. Even if it's for a good cause, it's not right. Okay, I won't do it again. Albie, is that really all you have to confess? You haven't been up to any other mischief? And when I say you, I mean Shadow. Huh? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Nice try, Albie. But the proof is literally right in front of us. You mean this? Albie, you wouldn't happen to know how this urn got knocked over, would you? Ah! Because her benevolence told me something rather interesting. Be careful. Some dingbat dog got in the courtyard and spilled water over there. A dingbat dog? That's right. The yappy mutt spilled a whole urn's worth. The dingbat dog she mentioned wouldn't happen to be Shadow, would it? Oh! I guess the dog's out of the bag. Sorry, I lied. But I was worried I'd get in trouble. I know I shouldn't lie to a lawyer like that. No, it's not good to lie to anyone like that. So let's try to only tell the truth, okay, Albie? Oh, Mr. Wright, I almost forgot. I saw a couple of Americans a moment ago. They had really weird haircuts. So I thought they might be friends of yours. Really? Now, It seems your little friend thinks all us Americans have strange hairstyles. I suppose we have you to thank for that, right? So what exactly did their hair look like? There was a guy with 2 crops of hair sticking out of his forehead like antenna, and there was this lady with a long bunch of hair that looked like a big orange spider leg. Oh, that sounds like Apollo and Athena. What were they doing? They were racing through the bazaar with the Garon Royal Guard in hot pursuit. Wait, what? Why were they being pursued? I'm not sure, but I have my suspicions. I just hope they're all right. Sorry for not mentioning it before. It just kind of slipped my mind. Huh. To be continued. Well, this is interesting. Wait, are we going to go into another investigation segment? Yeah, we are. Apollo's narrow escape. This is weird. We're having back-to-back investigations? All right, let's go. May 18th, Kurine. Bazaar. I'm sure this has to do with Phoenix telling her that he's Dirk's son.
Those guys sure are persistent.
Yeah, they even wore me out, and that doesn't happen often. Why are they after us anyway? Ah, Apollo, it's the Royal Guards again.
Ah, quick, hide! Hey, where'd Hornhead and Spidey Hair go?
Spidey Hair? They're not talking about me, are they? Is that a trick question?
We know you're hiding somewhere around here.
Apollo, that weird-looking bird over there. Did it just... Yeah, it did. It's called a warbot, and... You know what? I'll tell you all about it later when we're not being chased by masked men.
Come out wherever you are! Hand over the Founder's Orb if you know what's good for you!
Oh, that's what they're after. It figures they're after the orb. I don't want to know what they'd do to us if we were captured. If they grill us in those obnoxious, loud voices, I'd cave after the first hour and confess to whatever they wanted, truth or not.
Come on out now, you foreign devils! This has gone far enough! You must not keep Her Eminence waiting any longer!
We gotta get out of here. There must be a safe place to hide somewhere. We gotta go to the base. Yeah, manhole. Maybe we could hide here. No way, they'd find us in no time.
Stay where you are!
They're closing in on us. We gotta find a place to hide. Okay, so the manhole didn't work, right? Look, a manhole. Oh, we didn't select the manhole. Ah, that's right.
Say, son, do you remember my office?
Sure, I remember that messy, dimly lit room.
The file I've amassed on Amari's assassination is kept there. I think it might help you on this case. Do you remember how to get there?
Athena, I know where we can hide. Follow me. Oh, where are we going? Wait, you're not seriously thinking about going down there? It smells like rotten eggs. And all those rats I hear? We've got no choice. I can get us somewhere safe, but this is the only way in. Quick, before it's too late. It's going to take forever to get this stench out of my hair. May 18th. Former Sadmati law offices. Looks like we lost them. That was close. Dirk's office. How long has it been since I last set foot in here? At least we're safe now, but... why is Athena all huddled over in the corner like that?
Ah!
That's...
AJ! What the heck are you doing here?
Garon's real guards are after us.
Once a rebel, always a rebel. Don't worry, the regime doesn't know about this place, so you can relax now.
Good, but since when am I part of the rebellion? I don't recall signing up.
Apollo!
Mr. Wright, what are you doing here? We saw you two go into that manhole. You narrowly escaped the guards' notice. It was like watching a pair of ostriches burying their heads in the sand. I guess that was a closer shave than I had thought. Anyway, you're safe and sound now, and that's what really counts. Oh, I also have some evidence for you. Thanks, Mr. Wright. Case evidence received from the boss. So, what is this dubious hovel we found ourselves in anyway? It's the Defiant Dragon Safe House, also known as the former Sadmati Law Offices. I see. Well, though it might just be happenstance, so here I am, a chief prosecutor, hiding out in a rebel base. Please don't report this place to the local police, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Might as well take a look around while we're waiting for the heat to die down out there. Come on, Athena. Stop moping over there and help me check this place out. Please tell me there's a shower here. There's a sink in the kitchen, and if you're lucky, maybe even some soap. I'm sorry I even asked. Can we talk to Dats? Yeah. So Dats, you guys are still using this office, I see.
Yep, except now it's the official HQ of the Defiant Dragons. But as Dirk said, and I quote, "We must keep it for the day when Karian needs lawyers once more."
Restoring the legal system to its rightful form through popular uprising. You can tell how much Dirk believes in his cause.
Oh, and AJ, Dirk said something else that might interest you. He said he hopes you'll come back and take over this office someday.
To take over? Me?
Those were his words. He may have been half joking, though. Dirk! Guess what I heard from PW? AJ's become a lawyer! Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you. Must have been because of you, Dirk. I'm not so sure about that. I imagine he's already forgotten about me. What are you talking about? I bet he can't wait to follow in your footsteps. Ha! Nothing would make me happier. Maybe one day he'll return to Karian and take over this office. It's just a pipe dream, though.
Dirk really said that?
Dirk was never a hands-on kind of dad, but not a day went by that he wasn't thinking of you. That much I'm sure of.
It doesn't get any more paternal than that. Dirk. And to think I really did spend my days trying to forget you. I'm looking forward to a nice long talk once you're free. Okay. Let's do some looking. Oh, we can show him our badge.
Ah!
What? Do you know something about this?
Nope. Just felt like shouting is all.
He had me going there for a sec. Oh, okay. Wait, do you know about this butterfly? No. Let's look at the book. This is Dirk's old law book. Look, there's a mark on the cover. It looks like it was branded on with a hot iron. Yeah, I think it was done in protest against the Defense Culpability Act. There's an entry on the DC Act right here, see? Oh, so this is the infamous anti-lawyer law you guys are always talking about. Yep. Okay, Dirk's law book. What about this? I wonder what's in this file. Oh, it's full of newspaper clippings. It seems to be a collection of documents and information on Amara's assassination. So this is what Dirk was talking about. We already know most of the stuff here on top. Let's see what else there is. Wow, where did he get all this? Anything important here? What about this? Wait, Apollo's roving musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. He was struck in the head by the culprit. The victim's passport and any pictures of him were burned up in the fire. Without knowing his real name, no divination seance could be performed. Oh! Apollo's roving musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. What? This is about your father, Apollo? Looks like it. But I was never told much more than what's written here. Really? How come? Dirk always skated around the subject. Maybe he thought I was still too young. Plus, I always thought of Dirk as my dad. So I never really brought it up. Oh, I see. Still, I feel kinda sorry for your real dad. My real dad. I was never really interested in learning about him. But after seeing his picture, I can't help but feel a little curious. I wonder if dads could tell me anything about him. Alright, Amara's assassination. Apollo, this file looks like it might be useful. But there are so many pages, I can't tell what's important. We need someone to help organize all of this. And I think I know just the person to ask. Is it Dats? Dats, about this file. Can you help me figure out which pages are the most relevant?
Yep, sure can. I got the whole thing memorized. See this page? It's definitely worth a look.
Ah. Oh, that's right. Prosecutor said Marty was part of the royal family, wasn't he? Hey, he would have been. He was expelled, huh?
Yep, but he was expelled after that whole thing with Dirk happened. He must have gone through hell once he entered the legal world, though.
Because of the sins of the father are visited upon his children thing?
Yep, in the eyes of the people, Dirk is not only a traitor to the kingdom, he's also the terrorist who assassinated the previous queen. So is his son. Yudi no doubt got the cold shoulder at every turn.
That must have been really hard on him.
Yeah, the ties between father and son aren't something you could break, even if you tried. No matter where he went, he was probably labeled the son of a criminal. But despite it all, he made a name for himself through blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, just look at him now. He's a star prosecutor working cases around the globe. He's become a hero, the pride and joy of Kurine.
Now that's the Inayuda I know. Super smart and never willing to give in. He must have studied and fought like his life depended on it to get where he is today. Amara's assassination file. Alright. We got it updated. The arson incident involving Amara's private residence. Amara was slipped a sleeping pill and perished in the fire. The lighter found at the scene had Dirk's fingerprints on it. And then we have that and we have that. Okay, we're good for now. Alright. Well, let's keep looking around then. Let's look at the pictures over here. Who's the kid? Wait a second, that's you, Apollo. I'd recognize those horns anywhere. Is that really the only way anybody recognizes me? You were so cute. And who's that fine-looking young man? That's Nayuda, back when he used to smile. Wow, his smile is absolutely angelic.
Sure brings back memories. That was taking the day we all went fishing.
What was Prosecutor Sadmati like when he was younger?
He was kind of quiet, but passionate when it came to his convictions. When he finally made prosecutor, he was all fired up to change Kurine for the better. Now he's nothing more than Garon's lackey.
Seems like Dats has a lot to say about Nayuda. I'll ask him about his thoughts later. Alright, what about this? Dats, what's with the altar?
It's where we pay our respects to the victims of the Defense Culpability Act. The DC Act is a heinous law that puts innocent people to death.
A law that's supposed to protect the people sends them to their graves instead. Talk about insane. What about this here? There's a scary-looking knife sticking out of the Queen's picture. If anyone saw this, they'd think the Defiant Dragons were a violent group.
Oh, that was actually me trying to kill a fly. I threw that knife at it, but I whiffed, and the thing ended up stuck right between her eyes.
You mean this wasn't on purpose? I'm surprised to see so many appliances here. There's even a TV.
Speaking of which, we gave the people of Kharian quite a shock when the Plume Punisher, warrior of Neo Twilight Realm, was last on TV.
You mean that show where actors play the parts of Dirk and Rafa? You hijacked that in the middle of its broadcast, right?
Yep, all their writers do each week is try to ruin the Defiant Dragon's good name. So we decided to hit them where it hurts.
That must have been real shocking, especially for the kids who waited all week to see it. I mean, the show's main villain was actually hijacking the very show he's in. Yeah. Alright. That is a good point. Dirk is the villain of that show. Ew, is that a newt? Come on, Athena, can't you tell a gecko when you see one? What's the difference? Geckos like to live in houses, while newts prefer to be outside near water. They're totally different creatures. Well, how do you know this one wasn't caught outside near some water? It could very well be a gecko. No, I'm pretty sure it's a newt. Oh, so then you agree it's a newt, Apollo. Ah! I fell right into her trap. You're both wrong. It's just a plain old lizard. Thanks, Phoenix. We had a quasi-stepladder discussion there. What about the couch? Sadmati Law Offices. That's the sign Dirk used to display out front. Hey, Dats. I heard the office used to do quite a bit of business.
That it did. Dirk was a famous lawyer with countless courtroom victories, after all. He was the dauntless dragon who turned trials upside down, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. His fame as a lawyer spread far and wide across Kharian back in the day.
I hope the day comes when he can proudly display this sign again. Uh-huh. Spider? Dirk's... Oh, no, the jacket. Dirk's jacket. You should try it on, Apollo. It might actually suit you. Really?
There's also a spare eye patch here. Why not try that on, too?
Nah, we did edgy Apollo last game. Sorry. Just picturing you and all that. It's just too funny. Ow, my pride. And the exit. Wait. Don't tell me we have to go back through the manhole to get out of here. The only reason this safe house is still safe is because the front door's been boarded up. Fine. Then I'll just have to live here till the revolution begins. What if I told you rats come out at night? Then we'll just have to start the revolution before sundown. I bet the revolution never thought I'd get a new ally this way. Yes. Alright, anyway, let's talk about Nayuta. Dats, wasn't Nayuta once part of the Defiant Dragons?
Yep, Yudi was a rising star in the Resistance. He vowed to fight for the cause through the legal system. Said he'd become a prosecutor. Give Inga and Garon the smackdown they deserved.
But now he's... yeah, a puppet of the Garon regime.
Not only that, but now he's gonna prosecute his own dad. It doesn't add up!
I wonder what happened to him.
Me too, but if I had to guess, I'd say Garon has some serious leverage over him.
Leverage? Like what?
I wish I knew, but it seems like Dirk knows. I tried to press him about it, but he wouldn't say.
I'm gonna think of it, Dirk did say.
Nayuta is suffering? Yes, he knows the rightful state of Kharian's legal system, but something forces him to bend to Garon's will, and it's tearing him apart.
If that's the case, I bet Nayuta doesn't really want to go through with Dirk's prosecution. Yeah, that's a good point. We've already searched here, but it never hurts to take... Oh, we already saw everything? Okay. What about this photo? No, you have nothing to say. Or did I already try to show him that? The channeling photo? No. What about the Dirk's Law book?
The mark of the dragon. That's the symbol of our group, the Defiant Dragons.
Dirk has the same mark tattooed on the palm of his hand, right? And again, calling Nayuta does too. That's why he's wearing a glove.
Yep, and I got one too.
Really? Where?
On my heart!
Oh, you mean metaphorically. Like you're ready to die at any time for the cause or something like that?
You got that right. Dead or alive, I'll always be a Defiant Dragon.
Alright. What about the Founder's Orb? Nope. The photo... Dats, I wanted to ask you about this picture.
That's the picture of your pops that Dirk found. And he had a heck of a time tracking it down. He said he searched all over for it.
Why? Why would he go through all that trouble? Dats, please tell us everything you know about Apollo's dad. Alright, oh yeah, my father. Do you know what my biological father was like?
Dirk once told me about him. He was a modern minstrel, walking the world and making music in his travels.
This file also has some information on your real dad. It says he died in the blaze at Queen Amara's residence 23 years ago.
That's right. Dirk had invited him over. Dirk's the kind of guy who can become fast friends with just about anyone. And it seems your pops was like that too, AJ. They hit it off at a bar. And the next thing you know, Dirk's asked him over to play some tunes.
And then the place went up in flames.
Yeah, Dirk had just stepped out for a sec when the fire broke out. Apollo, you were there too, but you were still just a baby.
I remember hearing about that when I was little.
Yeah, it was a crying shame. Your pops just happened to take you along that day. So you were there with him when the fire broke out. But Dirk risked his life to save you.
It's like Dirk's done nothing but save me all my life.
All your pops' stuff got burned up, including anything that could have helped us identify him. All we know about him was his stage name, Jangly Justice or something like that. Dirk did everything he could just to dig up what little we know now.
What about my mother? Do you know anything about her?
We do, though. All we know is she was traveling with your pops. But that day she was off doing something on her own.
So then she probably didn't even know my father had been with Dirk, huh?
Oh no, is the thing that made Lemurar lose her memory
related to this? But she must have been desperate to find you and your father once you'd gone missing. Not if she lost her memory.
No doubt. But the Queen's assassination threw the kingdom into chaos. The police were so overwhelmed, they were probably hardly of any help to her. We searched and searched till our legs gave out, but we never found her. And with your father's stuff all burned up, we had zero leads. Not even a photo.
So that's how I became an orphan.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe your mom read about the details of the fire in the newspaper. Maybe she figured you died along with your pops.
Wow, I had no idea you'd been through all that, Apollo. So then you believe me? You believe in my son's innocence? Your poor son, imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit. It's believe. Let's petition the government for his release and a declaration of innocence.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm forever in your debt.
Huh? Who's that?
Hey there, Mrs. Enemy. Hard at work, I see.
Yes, I have my own battle that I must wage. After all, there are many who suffer under the Defense Culpability Act.
Mrs. Enemy, please don't forget about our case, too.
I won't. I will look into it as soon as I am able. Dats? What's Mrs. Enemy doing here?
She's lending an ear to all those suffering under the regime's wrongful accusations. The lady whose husband's been imprisoned, parents whose son's been falsely charged. She's helping all those types of people.
So she's trying to help the revolution along in her own special way.
Yep, and thanks to her, more and more folks are coming over to our side. All the people who've been unhappy with the regime have been waiting for just this chance.
And they're starting to speak out in support of us. The people are responding, and a grassroots movement is growing. Dirk's dream of revolution may finally come true. What should we do about the Founder's Orb? We'll probably run into the royal guards again the moment we leave the palace, or this place. Well, we can't stay here forever, so we'll have to think of something. I've got it. Why don't you hold on to it, Dats? It should be safe here, right?
You can count on me! I'll get it back to you in time for tomorrow's trial at the Hall of Justice.
Founder's Orb left with Dats. What now, Apollo? Well, we've got a handle on what happened 23 years ago. Maybe we should pay Dirk a visit. There's something I want to show him. I'll join you. I want to talk to him before tomorrow's trial. Maybe I should wait here then. We'll attract undue attention if we go in too large of a group. I want to see the side of Dats and Edgeworth hanging out. May 18th, Detention Center. Visitors room.
Hey there, son. Come to see your old man again?
Hi, Dirk. Guess they're done questioning you?
Yeah. You'd think Nayuta might have cut his old man a little slack, but no. He really laid into me. Seems they're really keen on recovering the Founder's Orb. When I wouldn't tell them where it was, he confiscated what few possessions I had left.
Wait, Dirk's not wearing his attorney's badge. They even took that from him? Let's first talk about the butterfly pendant. I found this in the tomb. Look familiar?
Ah! That's...
Dirk?
Where did you find it?
Down between the monk statues in the tomb. Is it yours, Dirk?
Oh, it's something I bought.
Oh, why is he suddenly acting all awkward?
I wonder when I lost it. Let's have it. It's very important to me.
Of course. I'll just make a note about it for future reference. Pink butterfly pendant returned to Dirk. Alright. But a record of it remains in the court record. Why is it so important? Now this picture here.
Is that for me, son?
No, I was just wondering if you knew anything about it.
What? You came to visit me and you didn't even bring a present?
I'll take that as a no. He didn't know about that. What about this photo? No? What about your assassination file?
I prepared that myself. Use it well.
I'm surprised you were able to gather this much information.
It wasn't easy. After all of the evidence from the assassination was lost in the fire. And the newly installed Garon regime was in full control of the media. Every lead I tried to follow led to a dead end.
So then how am I supposed to solve this case?
You'll figure something out once tomorrow's trial is underway. After all, no one's looked into this assassination since my last trial.
I hope I can turn things around enough to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. What about your law book?
Careful with that. Don't go showing it around town. You'll be branded a rebel.
But I'm not a rebel.
Don't be ridiculous. You're a member of the Defiant Dragons simply by being my son. Or did you think that dragon tattoo on your rear end was just for show?
What? You have a tattoo on your butt, Apollo? Let me see. Relax, Athena. He's just jerking our chains again. What about the notepad from Inga? No? The painkiller shots? I guess not. What else? The gemstone? No? What about the crime tomb photo?
Inga Kakul Kurain. He was an entirely insufferable, unlikable fellow, but I never thought he'd wind up dead.
Why didn't you like him?
He was the most hawkish one in the Garon regime. He established the secret police to arrest us rebels without due process. Those they managed to capture were immediately executed. My compatriots in the Defiant Dragons came to call him the Executioner.
The Executioner? Pretty ironic, considering how he ended up.
He's probably in hell now, being tormented by those he wrongfully put to death.
Yikes. The picture of my father. That's the only room. Oh, never mind. We already talked about the father picture, so I guess let's talk. Mayuta.
He confiscated all of my prized jailbreaking tools.
What did you expect? I mean, no prosecutor in their right mind would let a prisoner keep stuff like that. Did he take your attorney's badge too?
No, I thought it strange, but just when it looked like he was going to take it from me, he changed his mind.
I wonder why.
Indeed. I find it hard to understand anything he does these days.
Your attorney's badge. Your Kurai's attorney's badge. You've worn it all these years, even though all the lawyers are gone.
Yes, because the dragon's eye is the embodiment of my creed.
To show the world that a dragon never yields, huh? Hey, Dirk, why do you still wear your badge? You're not a lawyer anymore, right?
This badge is my heart and soul, son. I'll never stop trying to realize my dream. Not until my very last breath.
A dragon never yields, right?
Exactly. Mayuta, Apollo, I vow to restore Kurai's legal system to its rightful state one day. I want to pass on to you a world where you can live free from the fear of tyranny.
He was always saying stuff like that to the two of us. Mayuta, is the reason why you didn't take Dirk's badge because you still remember those talks too? I really hope that's what it is.
Son, would you keep my badge for me?
Are you sure? I can't take something so important to you.
That's exactly why I want you to hold on to it, Apollo. I'm placing my fate in your hands.
All right, I'll make sure it stays safe. Dirk's badge added to the court record. Apollo, remember how Inga said he had someone dear to Dirk? Why don't you ask about that?
All right, I'll give it a try.
All right. Someone dear to Dirk. What did the minister mean when he said he had someone dear to you in the palm of his hand? Who was he talking about? Mayuta seemed to know, but he wouldn't tell me anything.
Well, I've no idea, so...
Well, you obediently followed his every word after he said that. So it seems to me the minister was in close proximity to someone you really care about.
Oh,
Someone you really care about that isn't Mayuta? Wait, don't tell me. Is there a new lady in your life, Dirk?
What? No, don't be ridiculous, son.
Wait, is it Rafa? Is Rafa Dirk's daughter, too?
The love of my life was Amara, but she's gone now, and there will never be another.
Wait, what?
My bracelet!
Wait, does this mean... Dirk, have you really not met somebody new? Wait, it's not the queen, is it? That'd be amazing.
Was Inga a cuck?
Wait, hang on. Let's see. What does he got to say? The love of my life was Amara. It's got to be there will never be another, right? I'm keeping a close eye on him. Oh no. There will never be another. Listen again. What about his other hand? Oh. Wait, she's gone now. What is that? On his hand. Dirk, you can't fool me. You tensed up when you said, but she's gone now. And you unconsciously moved your arm, causing something to press up against your jacket.
Ugh! How did you do that?
Oh, so that's it. You're hiding a woman's photo up your sleeve. You don't have to keep secrets like that from me, Dirk. You're an eligible bachelor now, but you'll introduce her to me at some point, right?
I keep telling you there's no other woman.
Fine, let's see it. What are you hiding up your sleeve?
It's just this. Satisfied?
Huh? But that's the pendant we found in Amara's tomb.
See? I wasn't trying to hide anything.
Then why did he tense up? Dirk, let me take a look at that.
Ah!
Hey, what's this button for?
Whoa!
Is it Rafa? Oh no, it's that's the queen. That's the queen for sure, 100%. Amara, and then there she is in that picture. It's a picture of Dirk and some lady, and she's really young looking too. Come on, dude. Are you into younger women, Dirk? I mean, Athena, look, he's not exactly as old as he is now, and he still has an eye. So, but that's amazing. Are you one of those millennials going after the Gen Z girls? Dirk, you old dog, you. You got yourself a younger lover.
Will you stop with this nonsense? This is Amara before she died. If you look closer, you'll see that I was younger too.
Hey, you're right. Aw, that's no fun. Wait a second. Haven't we seen this woman before? Now that you mention it, isn't this woman the same as the one in the pendant's photo? Yeah, we knew that. I figured that out already. Come on, game. The woman in this pendant is also the one in this photo.
Apollo, where did you get this?
From the safe in Inga's room. Apollo, if this is Queen Amara, it had to have been taken at least 23 years ago. But that's just not possible. Yeah, I just noticed the same thing. Here's why this photo couldn't be 23 years old. The fact that the stamp's there. Take a look at the law book. It has the mark of the Defiant Dragons branded on it. But that mark didn't exist until after you started your revolutionary activities, Dirk. So this photo must have been taken after Garon came into power. And that didn't happen until after Amara was assassinated. Ugh. So then, how could Amara even be in this photo? Wait a second. That would mean that Amara is still alive?
Ah! Looks like you found me out, son.
Wait, so it's actually true? Oh. Dirk, what do you mean Amara's still alive? I thought she'd been assassinated.
So did I. But it seems she made it out alive. Only to be held captive by the Garon regime.
Why would they do that?
When I fled from the law and went underground 23 years ago, I heard some shocking news from a Defiant Dragon spy. There were rumors of Queen Amara being sighted in the palace.
And those rumors turned out to be true?
Yes. I snuck into the palace to see for myself. She was confined within the grounds, but otherwise she was fit as a fiddle.
So then, the sarcophagus in the tomb, it's empty?
Yes. That entire tomb is one big charade. Garon had it built to stage Amara's death.
So we're not going to be cursed by her vengeful spirit? That's a relief.
She was being held under virtual house arrest, so I freed her, and we made a run for it. This photo was taken back then.
Look at how they're both grinning from ear to ear. There's a fingerprint on the metal part. I guess Dirk must have lifted by accident. Oh, Mr. Sadmati, I want to hear all about how you ran away with Queen Amara. Stained with the victim's blood, a fingerprint was in the lid. On the run with Amara. I'm surprised Amara agreed to run away with you. I mean, Garon must have told her that you tried to kill her.
I tried to convince her that I wasn't the one who set the blaze.
And she believed you?
She said, and I quote, "I shall accompany you so I may ascertain the truth myself. She always was a tough one to read.
I bet she was thrilled you came to her rescue, Mr. Sudmati. To be set free by your beloved. It's like something out of a fairy tale.
Yeah, well, there was no happily ever after. Once Garon's people caught up with us. They took Amara away to who knows where. I snuck back into the palace and searched high and low for her, but to no avail. They probably moved her to some remote mountain prison or the like.
Dirk, does Nayuta know about this?
He knows she's his true mother. I told him as much.
Wait, is that why Nayuta is following Garon's orders?
Most likely.
So then, do you think that deep down, he doesn't really want to prosecute you?
Well, he's not one to show his feelings. And lately I've had no idea what he's thinking.
Apollo, we need to grill the Queen about Amara when we have the chance. I was wondering about something. The little baby the lady's holding, is that Prosecutor Sadmati? Not necessarily. It could just as well be me. After all, we're only 1 year apart. I don't know. I mean, the kid in the picture is too cute to be you. Let's settle this by asking Dirk himself. Yeah. Oh, we're supposed to present it to him? Dirk, about the cute little kid in this photo. Is that me?
Huh? What are you talking about?
See, I told you it was Prosecutor Sadmati.
Hmm? Oh, I see. Well, either way, it's not you, son.
So then, if it's Nayuta, it was taken when he was about a year old, right? And that would mean you ran away with Amara around 22 or 23 years ago.
You're pretty good with numbers, son. Impressive.
Huh? What kind of answer is that? Alright. Dirk and Amara's life on the run. Alright.
Before you go, son, there is something else I need to tell you. Something important.
What is it, Dirk? I've never seen you act so serious before. Something important. So what's this something important you have to tell me?
Listen, son. Even if you manage to prove me innocent tomorrow, I don't have long to live.
Huh? What are you talking about?
What I mean is, I can already hear the Twilight Realm calling my name. There is no escaping death, now that it has its sights set on me.
What? Is this another one of your jokes?
I wish it was.
You can't fool me, Dirk. That's strange. Why isn't my bracelet reacting? Are you sick?
It's something like that.
So you're not joking?
I'm afraid not, son. Sorry.
Isn't there a cure? Or at least some sort of treatment?
Unfortunately not. Not for what I've got.
If you need some kind of surgery, I'll work hard until I can pay for it. So, please.
It's too late. There's nothing more to be done now.
But you always say a dragon never yields, so why are you giving up now?
Apollo, I'm sorry. I really am.
I don't understand. Why is this happening, Dirk? Why?
Listen, Apollo. I've got a favor to ask of you. Would you keep quiet about this? I don't want my fellow dragons to find out. They'd lose all hope if they knew I was dying. Would you do that for me?
Of course. Why is this happening now? Just when I was finally starting to feel like you really are my... I thought that this time we'd finally... But now...
Damn it. Why?
Apollo.
Listen, son. I don't have much longer to live. But I'll never let them execute me. Not before I finish what I need to do.
I know, Dirk. There's no way I'm gonna let them prove you guilty. Before he goes, I'm gonna turn back time by righting the wrongs that have been done. I'm gonna restore Dirk's freedom. And return a real smile to Nayuta's face. I'm gonna win the case. I just have to.
Son, I have one more big secret.
What? There's something else you've been hiding from me?
I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Forgive me. You'll just have to find out for yourself. That's the only way.
I don't understand, Dirk.
Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all.
Dirk. What is he talking about? Wait, he's not going to reveal that he actually is the killer, is he? Looks like we've run out of things to discuss. Apollo, are you okay? I'm fine. Well, free him now.
Release Dirk!
What's going on out there?
Sounds like the party's getting started without me.
Huh? It's coming from the temple. Let's go, Apollo, and take a look. Alright, we'll do this, and then we'll wrap up. May 18th? Temple. Whoa! What is all this? It's Stats.
Let go, will ya? What are they? Huh? Well, look at that. People are coming to take their courts back. Don't hold back, men! Arrest them all!
Nice.
Dirk belongs to the people. Give him back! Yeah! Who are you holding him? Quiet down, you.
They have my big sister too, but she didn't do anything wrong. Ouch! Ouch! Stop pulling my hair!
Release my son! Release him now!
Ah! Stop that! No biting! This is really something. And it looks like Dats and Mrs. Inme are leading the charge. You unenlightened fools. Do you honestly think this will change anything?
Beauty! Why do you keep serving that witch Garon?
It's... Hey, Nayuta! You again. What's going on here? It would appear that the insurgents are fanning the flames of rebellion. But I never thought it would grow so large. However, they will all be under arrest shortly. Reinforcements are almost here. They'll be arrested? Just for protesting? They are aiding and abetting a criminal by seeking his release. Their Eminence, Queen Garon, has ordered they be arrested and judged en masse. But weren't you once a member of the Defiant Dragons too? How can you go along with this? I am simply following the orders that Her Eminence has handed down. No, it can't be as simple as that. Listen, Nayuta, there's something I want to talk to you about. Hey, you're not getting away this time. We need to talk. I see there's no reasoning with you. Very well then, speak. Okay, we talk about Dirk? Nayuta, do you really have to serve as prosecutor on Dirk's case? I mean, prosecuting your own flesh and blood. It's just not right. Again, with this drivel, your ethical standards are not the be-all, end-all of the world around you. I'm not getting into another debate with him. Nayuta, did you know that Dirk is sick? What? He apparently doesn't have that much longer to live. If found guilty, he probably wouldn't even make it until his execution day. What are you talking about? Knowing this, are you still prepared to send an already dying man to his grave? Well, hey, enough with the Zen monk act, Nayuta. Tell me how you really feel. Mr. Justice, each person is born with a role to fulfill, and I must fulfill mine. Well, I'm not convinced that taking Dirk to trial is a part of your lot in life. As for why you've been at Garon's every beck and call, I think I might have the answer. Nayuta, you know the truth about your mother, don't you? About how the former queen is still alive and being held somewhere? So Dirk told you, did he? Yes, it's true. My mother was spirited away to some remote corner of this kingdom to keep her safe from harm. Safe from harm? But Dirk said the Garon regime is holding her captive. No, they are keeping her safe. So you don't know where Amara is being held? I only know that it is some secluded hideaway where visitors are not allowed. I have heard she leads a simple life, akin to that of monastic disciples. Sure sounds like she's being held captive to me. Listen, Nayuta, aren't you really doing the Queen's bidding because she's holding Amara captive? And this whole thing with Dirk, you know he didn't really kill Inga, don't you? Dirk doesn't have much longer to live, so I want to help him however I can. This time, it's our turn. You could have been killed, but you risked your life to save us. Why? What a silly question. What father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children? Nayuta, Apollo, don't you ever hesitate to call when you need me. Understand? It's our turn to help Dirk however we can. What you speak of is futile. Let it go and move on. The guilty verdict, the hopelessness. You must resign yourself to it all. Clinging to false hope now will only serve to magnify your future despair. So let it go and move on. Nayuta, are you really gonna just roll over on this? I have no more time for idle chatter. I must prepare for tomorrow's trial. Now, if you'll excuse me. Apollo, I sensed a whirlpool of emotions coming from within Prosecutor Sadmati just now. Anger, shock, bewilderment, and an icy sorrow, as deep and dark as an abyss. Yeah, I picked up on that too. Looks like Dirk really won't be the only one who will need my help tomorrow. I think it's about time to pay Queen Garon another visit, and ask her about her sister, Amara. Alright, actually, we're gonna call it there, because we're a little bit past our usual time. So, this is cool. We're going to do even more next time. So, I think we're gonna get into the trial period, too. So, this is crazy. It's moving. It's nuts, and I love it. This is going in directions I didn't expect, and I'm having a great time. My expectations have been subverted in a very good way. So, next time we will do the next part of Turnabout Revolution. See you then.